My pleasure, therefore, to invite the Vice Chancellor, Caleb International School, to please come forward. The Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, and his management team to please come forward. As soon as they appear, we'll kind of rise. Is that okay? So once I cite them, we'll rise. The Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, and his management team. When you see them, you know you've seen them. They are on ground. All right, can we kindly rise in honor of the hosts of this august occasion, the Vice Chancellor, Academics, all right, so the Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, Professor Nosa Owens here. We welcome, sir. And of course, the formidable management team. They've put together this wonderful program for us. So before they settle down to sit down, we would like to have the national anthem. We have to have rather the opening prayer for this event. The opening prayer. May I invite the DVC Academics, Professor Daramola Samuel. Please a round of applause for him.
Shall we pray? Eternal Rock of Ages, we want to thank you for this wonderful day that you have made. We are glad and we are happy to experience this day. Thank you, mighty Redeemer, because it has pleased you to bring all our invited team into this meeting. Thank you for the journey mercies you have granted us. Thank you for those who are still on their way. We appreciate you, Almighty Lord, because you are the Alpha and Omega. Accept our thanks in Jesus' name. We commit this meeting event into your hands, O Lord. We ask that your spirit and your power shall guide us all through in the name of Jesus Christ. We ask for divine knowledge and wisdom for the organizers and the students as well. That at the end of today, we shall have the best for the best.
The Vice Chancellor of Caleb University, Professor Nosa Owens Ibie, the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academics, Professor Adedeji Daramola, the Registrar of Caleb University, Mr. Mayokun Olumeru, and of course, the Dean of Colleges. I have here the Dean of Kolensma, College of Environmental and Management Sciences, Professor Wole Alagbe. Put your hands together for them. We have also in this hall seated. These are going to be our great judges for this competition. You can imagine the Dean of College of Environmental and Management Sciences. Another Dean seated that is also going to be a judge in this competition is the Dean of College of Sciences. Put your hands together for Professor Kehinde Oguniran. Professor Kehinde Oguniran. And of course, we also have other members of judges. We have Dr. Nwachuku. Put your hands together for him. And I know that other supporting members of faculty of the university will be supporting them. We have Dr. Chere Bakpa. Put your hands together for her. I'm happy to welcome us all to this great occasion, the first of its kind, the National Intellectual Development Program, meant for secondary schools and, of course, meant for other intellectual body within Nigeria. We are fortunate today together as the first breed for these great projects. And a subset of this project, which is the inter-school debate that we tag Career Expo, will be featuring about 100 schools, but very few of these schools will be debating today. Will you put your hands together for yourself? We want to particularly celebrate those of you that came much earlier. I want you to put your hands together for Adrid Grade School. Adrid Grade School. Put your hands together for them. They came at 8:31. 8:31. We have the Lagos African Church Grammar School. Put your hands together for them. They came at 8:40. We have the Baptist Academy. Put your hands together. They came at 8:47. We have the Baptist Girls Academy of Banikuru. Will you clap for them? They came at 8:46. Queen's College, Yaba, Lagos. They came at 9:16. Put your hands together for them. We have the African Church Model. African Church Model. Put your hands together for them. When you celebrate people, people will celebrate you. I want somebody to say, I will be celebrated. I will be celebrated. Today is my day. Praise God. And I know you know that this is a Christian university, and as much as we do all things, you must learn to praise God at every junction. We also have here Parkland College International. Put your hands together for Parkland. Parkland College International. They came at 9:16 also. We have Dancehall High School. Dancehall High School. Put your hands together for Dancehall High School. 9:20. Now, we also have here Isolo Grammar School. Isolo Grammar School. Hey. We have the Excel College. Excel College. Put your hands together for them. Celebrate people so that you will be celebrated. Homat Comprehensive College. Put your hands together for them. They came 9:43. Then we have the Radiance Secondary School from Fagstack, all the way from Fagstack. Hey, put your hands together for them. We have the Landmark College. Landmark College together for them. All the schools that are present here, also in this inter-school debaters, we have Caleb International College. Will you celebrate them? Caleb International College, Magodu. Yaba College Technical Secondary School. Put your hands together for them. They came 9:30. We have the OMAT Pivotal College, OMAT Unique College. Clap for them. We have the OMAT Academy. Clap for them. OMAT Immaculate, Jekyll College. Let's celebrate them. Those are the people that are around as at the time of this introduction. You're being introduced now. You will be celebrated later in the name of Jesus. So I want to welcome you once more to this great competition. And I pray God will grant all of you that will be competing, utterance, okay, to be able to have words that will benefit the whole set of people and the nation at large. Because this competition is not a village one, it's an international.
Caleb University is a faith-based institution, the first private university to offer undergraduate degrees in Lagos State. It has one of the best environments any university in any part of the world can boast of. And the motto of Caleb University is for God and humanity. And that's the reason why, as a faith-based university, Caleb University takes seriously the mandate to build character. In Caleb University, we are interested in the holistic development of our students. And on the academic front, we are building competencies, ensuring the right infusion of professional elements to ensure that our students are able to mainstream seamlessly.
To ensure that students are well taught and they have the best life in school, the university ensures through the registry that we employ the best hands academically, even support staff. One advantage, one unique selling point about our university is that we have very dedicated staff, whether academic staff or non-teaching staff. Another thing you need to know is that Caleb University is a faith-based school. We're a Christian faith-based school. And so it's not just enough for us to bring in students here, teach them, and then make them the best scientists or the best researchers. We also want them to go out there into the world and influence the world for God and for good.
The fee of Caleb University is about the best in the country. And we also give our parents the opportunity to stagger the payment. And when we compare the service we render, 500,000 per session, with the quality of the academic curriculum and the service we render, so that they are not comparable. But I can say that it's the best in the whole country.
Welcome to this occasion as you are representing the Executive Director, Zenith Bank PLC, Dr. Temitope Fashionati. Yes, you want to give them a round of applause once again, please do. Feel free to do that. Mrs. Rabiu, I need your attention. We had an agreement. Before I invite the VC, we need to do something so that as soon as the VC is done, there will be no, yes, there will be no gap. We need some schools that will be quickly interviewed now before the VC comes to give his speech. Meanwhile, like it said, we have about 40 schools here represented, and we have more joining us online. Okay, so those, some of them are held in traffic, they'll be joining us, but online we'll be seeing a number. So it's a national event that promises, it's a maiden one, so it promises to be very, very wonderful. And I hear that there are cash prizes that are wonderful, that are mouth-watering. And somebody here today is going to go with it. It could be you. It will not be me, definitely. I'm out of it. And the management team, they're out of it. But it could be you. So just smile and be composed. Mrs. Rabi, please have the mic.
Okay. Thank you very much. Welcome, to Caleb University, the first private university to be licensed in Lagos State. We appreciate your coming. The Vice Chancellor, the DVCs, Registrar, our invited guests, thank you very much for honoring us. So we would have a quick one this morning. We know that lots of you are prepared for today's debate. But first, there'll be, as you've been informed before now, there'll be a quiz question you all have to attend, those who have been invited for the debate, which would serve as the first step towards the inter-school debate. So once you hear your name, the two students from this school representing their school for the inter-school debate today will please step backwards. I'll meet you there shortly, and then we take it up from there. Thank you very much. Andrews, the Great School, the two representatives for the debate, could you please step backward? Thank you. Lagos African Church Grammar School, Lagos African Church Grammar School, Baptist Academy, Queen's College, the African Church Model School, the African Church Model School, Peak Lane College, Dancehall High School, Isolog School, Excel College, Omat Comprehensive College, Radiance High School, First Act, Landmark College, Strong Tower College, Barashel College. We are aware that some other schools are still coming, so as they come, we would register them and they will take up their test. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful stay in Caleb.
Thank you very much. Up next, very distinguished guest. It's my pleasure at this time to invite, to give the welcome remarks for this august and auspicious occasion, the Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, an amiable, brilliant, vibrant, and approachable Professor Nosa Owens Ibi. Please add a sound round of applause for him as he comes forward. Meanwhile, Rony Comprehensive School and Strong Tower Academy, please join them at the back. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished great men and women of tomorrow. I said good morning, distinguished great men and women of tomorrow. How are you? How was your trip here? Do you still want to go back to your school or just enter Caleb immediately? How many of you want to just stay in Caleb? You don't want to go back again. This place is so fine. You want to stay in Caleb. You are my friend. Clap for yourself. You know, that is what happens when you come to this place. And sincerely, I'm really, really excited, you know, to be welcoming you on behalf of the proprietor, the Board of Trustees Council, and the management, Senate, everyone in Caleb University. I'm delighted because, I mean, you are the future. And sincerely, there's so much talent loaded in you. There's so much possibility loaded in you that Nigeria will know that all of you here, that you came into this country for God's purpose of distinguishing this country to be the best that can be all over the world. Clap for yourself, please. Now let me ask a question. I know you are all set. Which school will come first here today? I can't hear the name of the school. Which school will come first? These people are speaking Greek. Which school will come here first today? Come first. Judges, can you decide who is first among them? Because the one who will be first is going home with something very special. I mean, and there are other prizes. But you know, this visit, is this your first time coming here? How many of you have been here before? You've been here before. Fantastic. So most of you have not been here before. Are you excited to be in this environment? Who is the most excited to be in this environment among you? Very excited to be here. Oh, very good. Give yourself a round of applause. I know that you cannot wait to come into Caleb University. And so, I want to tell you something today, that as you come in, you are going to be so special. We will take you as our special guest, and sincerely, your parents will be glad that you came to this place. So I welcome you, and I want you to enjoy yourself. What did I say? What did I say? I want you to just tell yourself, I will enjoy myself today. So I want to again welcome everybody. It's going to be an exciting time, and I tell you, everyone is ready. Please feel free, relax, and I hope even when you finish, you can look around the campus to watch and to see our beauty as a university. And I'm sure that by the time you are going back, you are going to be telling somebody in town, you just have to visit Caleb University. You are welcome. God bless you.
Thank you very much, amiable VC. Please put your hands together for him once again. That was the welcome remarks. So once again, we need to do a few introductions. Let me lay the protocol properly. Right, the Vice Chancellor, Caleb University, and his management team, amiable guest speaker here represented, the marketing team put this together, brilliant, vibrant, and radiant secondary school students, put your hands together for yourselves, and our wonderful teachers that have piloted them from far away to this place, our wonderful sponsors here present. Please a round of applause for our sponsors. Yeah, I also have our sponsors. We have Zenith Bank. We have... Okay, good. Thank you. So we have Zenith Bank. We have Stanbic IBTC. You say, this is how we do. When I call them, an applause. Is that okay? If you make one applause more than one, I'm not involved though. Ladies and gentlemen, this program powered by Zenith Bank. Powered by Stanbic IBTC. Powered by UBA, powered by EcoBank, powered by FanMilk, powered by Imota Local Council Development Area, our host, powered by Checkers Custard, powered by Rite Foods, powered by Golden Penny Foods, powered by The Miller Farms, and powered by our wonderful schools that decided that they will be a part of all this. Powered by without you. Can it work? A resound round of applause for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your presence here today. So on behalf of Caleb University, Imota, Lagos State, I heartily welcome you, as the VC has done, to the 2022 Career Expo featuring inter-school debate. It's a national event with people physically present and with others joining us online. And it's the maiden edition. And there are fantastic prizes to be won, as powered by these sponsors. Please, a round of applause once again. And somebody will go with ₦1 million. I was told. I hope I've not let the cat out of the bag. One person will go with $1 million. Is it one person, one school? A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the maiden edition, and then there will be other prizes like that. It's also unfortunate that when some of us, you know, if a computer is booting, if a computer is booting, it takes time. Some computers have levels of booting. Some if you just put it in, but some they will take their time to boot. But when they boot, you know that they are booted. Am I right? Some of when you put on your phone, it will just charge, and as it's charging fast, that's how it will also go down for some. They will take their time and then they will charge. I know you are taking your time today and you are going to discharge value today. And as it's being captured, it's going on social media, you'll be celebrated to the glory of God Almighty. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Adedeji Odulese. I'm the master of ceremony for today, and I'm wishing you a very, very wonderful outing today. Yes, we'll still be doing a lot of greetings in the course of the program, but I have a young man here. He's a very young man. He has competence when we talk of digital skills. So Zenith Bank, working together with Google Digital Skills, still in partnership with Mind the Gap, they sent this man here to come give us some talk on digital skills. It's an African project, and you know the world in which we live today. Digital, everything has gone digital. Am I right? You upload a video now. It's just has to do with video, digital skills. Once you upload it now, if it has good content, it can go what? Viral. Is it viral or viral? Those of you that did, when we were growing up, we didn't do diction. You understand? So we say what's the correct thing? Viral. Once it goes viral, what happens? Everybody begins to share, and that person becomes, his value is upscaled. So this young man will be giving us information on digital skills before we go into the debate proper and other things we have for today. Please, ladies and gentlemen, make welcome this young man, Mr. Bukumi Abiodun. A round of applause for him as he comes forward. By the way, whatever he's going to say, I give you this generation 2 years, 3 years, you will be able to say more than he's going to say. But meanwhile, listen with rapt what? Attention.
Thank you so much, sir. All protocol duly observed. I want to appreciate every one of us who are here today. I know I can't do this without appreciating Caleb University. A round of applause for Caleb University. I won't be here if Zenith Bank are not in place to actually show that you and I actually need digital skills, for productivity in that which we do. So let's also appreciate Zenith Bank. And I won't also be here if not for Google. Google is also see to Africa and said there's a need for us to bridge the gap between the workspace and then the boardroom. And then they actually bring to us digital skills for Africa project. So a round of applause to Google also. And also to the partner of Google, which is Mind the Gap. I'm a staff with Mind the Gap. I'm a trainer with Mind the Gap. And I'm here to facilitate this program. I want to appreciate every one of us, and thank you so much. My name is Bukumi Abiodun, the young guy. Thank you. All right, so thank you so much. So when I received the call to come here today, I went online to go and check Caleb University, and I noticed that there is a big program coming up today. Yeah, I first saw the flyer. I downloaded the flyer, I put it on my WhatsApp status that this is a big event, and it's just to tell me that digital transform most of things that we do today. All right, so and for every one of us who are here representing your schools, for every one of us who are here representing your organization, this is as important as what you do. Okay, being a student, you are an ambassador of your school, right? And so there's a need for you to represent your school very well. If any one of us here, as I'm standing here, whatever I do here, I represent a brand, right? And if whatever I'm doing here, if I don't do it well, it's more of like I'm not helping the brand. All right, so the same thing with your school. You are here for debate, and I want us to actually listen attentively to being productive at what you are being said to do. All right, so today I want to welcome every one of us, and I want us to listen attentively to know how to stay online and be productive online. All right, so I want to throw it open to any one of us. I have a swag. All right, so I'm not here alone, okay? So I have a swag to give to any one of us who can actually give what productivity means to you. All right, so you can just signify by raising up your hand amongst the students. All right, so if you understand what productivity is all about, can you just raise your hand? Productivity, productivity. When you hear the word productivity, what does it mean, please? All right. All right, so just introduce just your name, your school, and then...
My name is Madu Chinedum. I'm from Isolok College. For me, productivity means the ability for one to be useful in whatever he or she is doing.
Once again.
Productivity is the ability for someone to be useful in whatever he or she is doing.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. A round of applause, please. A round of applause. Ability to do what you are being said to do, right? Given a task and you're able to achieve it. A round of applause. All right, so one more. I need a female now. Female from your particular school. Oh yeah, this is our first lady. Okay.
My name is Adjuan Flourishme. I'm from Queen's College. Productivity simply means being able to make products out of whatever you do in any field whatsoever and doing the best at what you're doing.
Okay. A round of applause, please. Being the best at what you do. Actually, I can pick that line. So for those who actually give an answer, should I show it? Okay. Have this. Thank you. And for her, all right. So there's still more here. Okay, I also have some in my bag. So if I throw out a question to you, just try and supply an answer, and then you have something to take away. And so to me personally, is when your input, I'm using a big grammar right now. When your input commensurates your output, right? So whatever you do, your outcome, whatever the input that you put in actually can give meaning to your outcome. All right, for you and I, either we are in SS2, we are in SS3, we are in university, or we are done, there is always something to put in, right? There is an input so that that is the task we are given. That is what we are being asked to do. So when we are being given that task, your input, your outcome must commensurate, must meet up to your output. All right, and that is what you do. Now, in 21st century, the way we do it now has been shifted. All right, so before, if you want to, let me start with this. Before, if you want to start with, you want to have a document like this. All right, so you need a typewriter. All right, and the first thing the person is going to do is, there is that paper. He's going to put it like this and start typing it. And if he made a mistake, he has to use stapler. There's a lot of things, accessory that is associated with it. Now, things involved, and then we now move into the computer age where you have to type, right? You have to put something which is an input from the keyboard, and then it shows on your screen. So that before you want to do the final, which is your outcome, you already make your adjustment very well so that it can commensurate with your outcome. If you made the mistake, it takes a while, all right, before you can actually do the correction. So now, it has grown to the point whereby when you are being given, if I ask you, like for instance, what is productivity, you can always do something. It's so easy right now on your phone. Just type, what is productivity? And what it does for you is it brings to you an outcome, right? And you see, oh, productivity simply means, so they help you dissect it out, give you your results. And that is what you do. Now, it has grown to the point whereby there is more to what you now go online to do, aside seeking for information, you go ahead and seek for entertainment, go ahead and seek for, different, lot of things. Some of us who are parents, we feel like, when even my, if a child asks me, if it's still in primary 3, of course I can always do it. Whatever questions, after whatever assignment is being asked in school, I can always do it. I can always give an answer to it. But by the time the child is growing, the questions start changing. By the time you get to SS2, the questions is not like 2 plus 2 again. It's not be like 2x plus x squared. So things change, and now, oh boy, what will I do? Right? So people go online and then they find results. Now, why am I saying all this? There is a lot of productivity, there's a lot of positivity you can actually do online. The same thing also the other side. All right, so, and that is why I'm here today to say to you that you can be productive by actually getting more of your results. When you get more of your results online, it makes you to have a quicker result, and then you don't, the mile you ought to go, if you don't go online, you're able to cover a lot of it. Do you understand? It doesn't nullify that you are not smart. Of course, you are smart, and you are good at what you do. But you don't have to necessarily go to the, of course, library is good, but before you get the definition for a particular question, maybe in biology, before you get the definition in the textbook, you can do it online. All right, so when you do it online, you are able to get an answer to what you do. So why am I here is to touch about how do you stay online and be productive. The first thing to do is, moving next, let me just. All right, so I'm just going to be talking about 3 key things today, but it's going to be short. The first thing is, 1, you need to set up a remote work for yourself. All right, so when you hear the word remote, give me a minute to remote. Like, what is remote? Remote work. All right, so if you know it, just raise up your hand. All right, awesome. So, a male first. And then the other guy, lady. Remote work or remote office. Good everyone. What does it mean to you?
Good everyone. My name is Daniel from Andos Degree School. When you say a workplace is remote, you're trying to say that workplace is very portable, like it's not fixed. That means you can easily carry out your different tasks and duties without having to depend on a particular or a particular utility. You can achieve those things.
Awesome. A round of applause. Thank you. All right, so it's time now that we don't have to stick with one place. You can always do what you are ought to do. Like what you want to do here, you can be doing it anywhere you are. All right, so it could be in a restaurant, it could be in a cafe. All those things we are going to break it down today. All right, so we'll be jumping different slides. Okay, just wait. And a lady also points out that he wants to talk. All right, so
A round of applause now. It will come to you.
All right, so setting up a workspace, and the other one is building a productive work environment, and the last one, which is your well-being. How do you maintain your well-being? Very, very important, because today when we wake up, the first thing most of us actually touch, yes or no, is our phone. All right, by the time you're about to sleep, the last thing we touch also is our phone. Yes or yes? Is yes. All right, so moving on. So one of those things that for us who are business owners, either small or growing businesses, either medium, anyone, there is what Google has actually made available for us, is a week program, a bootcamp training that you can go through, and then you can learn how to manage your business online, how to build your brand and sell online, different ways that which you can communicate and collaborate with your customers. All right, so moving on is you can go through this platform, g.0/Ozu Academy. So it's an Ozu Academy program that Google has made available. So for you and I, during COVID, that was 2019, we all saw what happened. And to you and I believe even in this great institution, we didn't stop our work. It doesn't stop our work. It just gives us to innovate, right? So I believe that there is more particular impact COVID has actually done for us, right? And then there is a mind shift right now telling us that, you know, we could be having this program here and more of us can be joining on YouTube, right? So it gives us a wider range, and then we're able to communicate with, you know, fellow citizens. So moving on is, I'm just trying to cut most of the things that I'm up to ask. So how do you set up a remote office? All right, so for us as a student, all right, so when you are being given an assignment, when you get home, there is a particular spot you always want to sit to do your assignment. Yes or yes? So that place is actually your office, right? That place is actually your workspace, right? In fact, if anyone disturb that place, you feel angry. Like, why will you disturb my chair like this? How do you? So that place, how do you set it up? What are those necessary things that you need to put there? All right. I mean, moving on is, all right, so remote working, by definition, says that when you are, I mean, being professional at what you do in a particular settings. All right, so when you, as a student, or whatever you are doing, try to be professional at what you do. Okay, so why is this so? Because one thing about us human beings is we are habitual, so we adapt to a particular environment. All right, so that is why immediately you enter this cafeteria, okay, multipurpose hall, there is a smell that comes that greets you, and then that greetings will tell you something in your head that you need to eat. Right? The same thing with when we get to a particular environment which has to do with, you know, spiritual place, we feel like this is, you know, this is all you meeting God. Like the same thing with when we get home. You know, when you get to imagine you reading on your bed. Your mind is telling you at that time that it's time to sleep, even though you ought to read it. Right? So that is what our mind has been wired with. So we adapt to a particular environment. So if you want to do assignment, when you have a particular spot, see, at home, either you're staying in one room, two rooms. If you have your own room, awesome. If you are staying with maybe your family, I mean, you are inside the same house with maybe 3 or 4. Just make sure you have a particular corner for yourself, so that you can be professional at being a student. Why is it so? You need that to actually be able to be productive, even in school. All right, so moving on is, okay, so this is the question. So where do people work remotely? Now, before COVID, most of us, we have a particular office where we work. Then during the period of the COVID era, we noticed that a lot of offices were closed. Everybody had to be, so we have to work either from home. Some of us find a way of working even in church. Some of us actually find a way of working, just find a place, a bar, a restaurant, just to make sure that we're able to, you know, be productive, right? So these are different places where remote work can always work. And for it to work, the first thing that is very important there is a means of communication. For here now, if this place have to stream this platform, this program, it must have an internet, right? So that is one thing, one of the things for remote work, the internet, the lights, all right? So, and then your device that you're using to, you know, do the work. So your home, you can do it, coffee shop, co-working space, and then your library. So these are different places where you can, so, but for library, if you are going to be using library for remote work, all right, so because the movement right now is we are in the 21st century. Things doesn't just, a lot of us who are, some full-time work right now is growing to the point whereby people can always work in multiple places, all right, or remotely. All right, so you don't, like, it's good that you stick with a brand, and then more of it right now is going to the point whereby you could have more different organizations you are working with, different, all right, for us as a student, we could communicate with another university out there, collaborate with them online. Do you understand what I mean? You could collaborate with another student, like for instance, after, when you are preparing for your debates, right, everybody go home. So you have to have a platform whereby we can actually communicate, right? Where you guys seated in your home, that is your remote place, right? So I'm just trying to break it down to what we are doing. So for library, that means that you won't be making calls, right? Because you'll be you'll be disturbing the place. So moving on is what do you need to work remotely? All right, so I think I'll break those things down. There are some tools that we need to actually, acquire. There are some things that we need to be at hand with us so that we can actually be able to work effectively, when you are doing remote work. All right, so moving on is, the first thing is a dedicated workplace. Okay, I'll break those things down, that you need a particular place, a corner set for yourself to say, this is where I'm going to be doing my homework. This is where I'm going to be doing my assignments, right? So the device, I've also talked about that. You need a smartphone, right? You need an enabled device, internet-enabled devices that you can use, to collaborate and communicate, with your either your customers or your colleague. Let me put it that way. All right. So the next one is internet. Okay, I'll also make mention of that. That is the channel through which you communicate. All right. Moving on is now, how do you create your own workspace? All right. These are the things that you need to avoid. Your bedroom. All right. So if you are setting up your workspace in your home, all right, so be careful of using your bedroom, because your mind will tell you that you need to, you need to sleep, you need to just stay on the bed, and then you won't be able to be productive. The other thing is avoid noise. Inform people about what the next thing you are going to be doing. If you are going to be going for a break, let them know that you are on break. All right, so when you are communicating online, you need to let your colleague know that around this social time, I'll be going for another assignment. I won't be available. So moving on is, okay. Yeah, moving on. So yeah, the equipment that you need, your phone, your computer, all right, so, and then the notebook. Okay, so moving on. All right, so also, one of those things that is very important, especially for like a citadel like this, is that there must be a constant light, right? So if you are in a place where there is constant power, please be innovative. Make the best use of it. Make the best use of it. How do you do that? Do different projects that has to do with your online, different projects, different assignments, and learn more. For instance, as a student, if you are maybe science, commercial, or arts in your school, when you are given an homework, maybe let's say in mathematics, you are given Nigerian mathematics, you have to do this exercise A to B, exercise A to E, and then but the questions there get to J. You know what you do at that time is you need to go further. Once you are done with the general one that we do in the class, go ahead and
things I love most especially right here in Caleb University, is for the fact that we have a very conducive environment for learning. The classroom, the various classrooms, they're well air conditioned, which will create an atmosphere for effective learning and effective assimilation of what you're being taught.
Walking through the gates of Caleb University, the first thing that strikes you is the layout of the school, the buildings, the edifice you see. I saw the layout of the school, I loved them, and coincidentally, I came here to study architecture, which makes me to be in the right and the best place for my course of study.
The landscape is breathtaking. And the level of investment is here in infrastructure. Caleb University started with 3 colleges. The College of Pure and Applied Sciences,
when we get to a place whereby we need to actually work, one of those first things we must consider is the bandwidth, the network of our devices. If the network is not that too okay, then find a way to look for another place where it's conducive for internet. Now, moving on is, what are the challenges by which we are working remotely? What are those challenges? The first thing is, it looks like an ideal place where you are by yourself. And so it might affect you in the sense that you want to associate with your friends. But remote work or remote room might not give you that opportunity. All right? So, meanwhile, there are other improvements that has been done for different tools that you use to work remotely. For instance, you could do a video conference, right? Video conference. So, moving on. Right, moving on. The next one. All right, so I'm here that working remotely, it could be challenging when you want to actually collaborate. When you want to have an hangout with your friends. Self-discipline is very important. And then, missing out, and then add to switch off. All right, so you could get engrossed at your work, and then no one is there to tell you that is enough. So you need to actually have, for me, I'll make use of a calendar to set my task. If I have a task between the hour of 8 to 4, I put it there, 8 to 4, whatever the hours, I put it there. So when once it is 4, it tells me that it's time to pause. And then, so the other thing now is you need to also learn to take break in the session. All right, so when you are working remotely, you need to take a break. All right, so some of us might just take a walk, right? We just, maybe after 30 minutes of us sitting, we need to take a walk, so that we can strengthen, allow the blood to flow in our body. Why is it so? It's very important for our well-being. All right, so I'm already wrapping up. Is that the next thing is, what are the benefits of now working remotely? The first thing is flexibility. Flexibility. One thing I will say is this: when you know thyself, once you know thyself, you know what time you want to work. You know the time that you can read, and you understand. There's some of us here, when we read, it's usually, we don't like where it is noisy. We like it very cool. In fact, we even like it dark. Yeah. So that our mind can converge at a point. So when you know yourself like that, then seek to go, when you're doing your remote work, seek to actually create that room for yourself. All right, so you know that, okay, I need to wake up around 12 o'clock. I can read between that 12 to 3 o'clock, and then go for another sleep so that I can be. So when you know that period is when you are productive, make the best use of it. All right, so you made the best use of it. And the same thing for some of us who actually like, even in marketplace, we can read and understand. All well and good. Once you know yourself that way, stick with it. Create that room. All right, so if you know that you just like it in cafeteria, do it there. So the next thing is, so no commuting. All right, so you won't be, in terms of moving around, you don't need to do too much of I need to get to a particular place before I can actually work. No. No, you can work right there. For instance, all right, thank you. For instance, you need to actually stick with, thank you. You need to stick with what you are, where you know that you are going to be productive very well. So the next thing now is, for us as a business owner, what are the benefits of us working remotely? Is one, it reduces overhead costs. So this for employees. The next one. All right, so we are able to reduce overhead costs in terms of the energy consumption, in terms of the taking your journey. The next thing is there is a greater productivity when you work remotely, and then access to wide pool of talents. All right, so you could collaborate online, and then the other thing now is improve employee retention. So we're going to be pausing here and then ask for questions. Next. So if you want to contribute or you want to ask question, I will just throw it open within 30 minutes. Just 3 people, one question, please, each. If you have any question concerning what I just shared with us about working remotely, how to be productive when you work remotely.
All right, so asking if there's any question. Do you have any question? Please raise up your hands. We're short for time. Do you have a question? 1, 2. No question. No question.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you so much.
Please put your hands together for Mr. Bukomi Abiodun, facilitator for Google Digital Skills.
Oh, this is for me?
Please, a round of applause. Mr. I've gotten one. Right, thank you very much for that one. If you need want further clarity, kindly see him. All right, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we want to put what we have, which is debate round 1. We would like a panel of judges to come around. Panel of judges, please come around. Where are they? Please put your hands together for them. You are moderating. All right. So it will be moderated from here. Okay. So they will sit there for the moderation. It's debate round 1 for shortlisted school. We still have debate, the final round. So this session will usher us into the final round. Let me get an information, please.
Good morning. All protocol duly observed without wasting time. The Vice Chancellor, sir. I want to congratulate every one of you again. I want you to understand that we are all winners in this place. We have this honorable here, panel of judges. I can assure you that they are going to do the needful. The fact that we have Caleb International Secondary School here does not mean that they are from Caleb. They are not from Caleb. Everyone has to speak according to the topic, and you have to do justice to the topic. I can assure you that all you need to do is to put confidence in your work, in your talk, in your talking, and then at the end of the day, you will be the winner of 1 million naira. So we are all winners, but let me say this. Only one school will go with 1 million naira. In the game of football, you know, we have only one cup. But the fact that you are not going to win does not mean that you are not, your school is not good, or your set is not good. No. No. If it's possible, I can give everybody 1 million naira the way you are here. But you know, the Vice Chancellor will give that permission before I can do that. So I want to say, you are welcome. We are here to support you. But please, just put your confidence there say what you have to say, and all of you, every team, we have just 2.5 minutes to talk. That 2.5 minutes, we have only 10 schools that are coming forward. Don't be surprised the way we arrive at these 10 schools. You have done tests already. According to the test, we have selected the best 10 among the schools that came. So if you hear your name, it means your name is coming forward for debate. So, please, can we listen to this? I know you are all finished summer. Your name is here. All of you, you have your name here. I will only read out only 10 names. We have Dancer High School. Dancer High School. Dancer High School. Please, the representative of the Dancer High School should move forward. Dancer High School. Please, be fast, be fast. 2 representatives of Dancer High School should move forward and come and sit here. Then the next school is Parkland College. Parkland College. Parkland College. Parkland College. Parkland College. Then we have African Church Model College. African Church Model College. Then we have Eze College. Eze College. Then after Eze College, we have Andos O Grade School. Andos O Grade School. Then we have the grade school. We have Queen College. Queen College. Queen's College. We have 6 schools here already. We have 4 left. Then we have Lagos African College. Lagos African College. Where are you? Then we have a Landmark College. Landmark College. We have Baptist Academy. Baptist Academy. And the last school is Bereche Model College. So, Bereche Model College, where are you? You have 2.5 minutes for each Bereche. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Put your hands together for the Chief Judge of today's competition. Put your hands together for the schools that have qualified to be part of this competition. Hey, you will be celebrated tomorrow. That's why you need to celebrate them. There are some other competition that you go to and they will tell you that your prizes will be given to you a week later. Some you may need to wait for your prizes for 1 month. And some your prizes may never come. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to announce to you that the 1 million naira check, blank check, for the best school today is showing 1 million naira blank check. So you are not coming tomorrow to pick it. For the newsmen that are around, they are not coming tomorrow to pick it. They are picking it today. It is blank because the name of the school must be written. Okay, it's an open check. You collect the money. And for the second prize, it is 250,000 naira. This is the check. This is the check. This is the check. For the third prize, which is the second runner-up, it is 150,000 naira. This is the check. Don't forget the 2 earlier checks. These are the 2 earlier checks, and this is the check for the third, for the second runners-up. And of course, for the third runners-up,
It is 100,000 naira. This is the check. So you are not going home to come back for your prizes. You have your prizes here. So I want you to put your hands together for the schools that are qualified again. There is another celebration we need to do now. The checks that I've just shown to you, the first, the 1 million naira.
Check 1, 2, check. Check 1, 2. 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 Check 1. Check 1, 2. 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 Check 1, 2.
Number 1 is going down, so number 2 will follow. So later we'll give you the date so that you can write their name out. They want to use the name. They will need it.
We program in architecture. Since then, we've expanded remarkably. We also started our PhD programs. We have a number of agreements. One major one is the mutual cooperation agreement for tertiary institutions.
Honorable Agoro, here represented by Mr. Odumosu. Round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen. They supported this awesome event with 300,000 naira. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. This is just the maiden one. Obawa Lojiji, you understand? When the other one, you have enough notification, enough whatever, you will see that 300,000 will turn to what? 300 million. Lagos is the center of excellence. Ikorodu, capable. Ladies and gentlemen, we have schools to invite now. First is Dancehall High School. They have 2. All right, representative, you have 2.5 minutes. Representative from Dancehall High School. A round of applause for the representative. Dancehall High School, all the way from Ikeja, Lagos.
2.5 minutes. Please come up quickly and let's hear your Queen's English, your articulation, your brilliance, your radiance. The floor is yours. Please come. Have you applauded them? Ginger them.
Good day, everybody. And we are against the motion, COVID-19, a burden, not a blessing. Good day, esteemed panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, members of the proposition, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Oluwatomi Sikoka from Dancehall High School, and this house strongly believes that COVID-19 is indeed a burden, not a blessing. See how Bitter said, and I agree. I was never one who believed in monsters until humans made me believe in them myself. The monster COVID-19 struck in the year 2020 and impacted the whole world. Its impact was definitely more negative than positive. Its cons far outweighing the pros. The impact of COVID-19 was felt over the entire world. My first point, there was a 3.9% economic downturn in the global economy, which was over $2 trillion. And it was estimated that across the next 2 years, $8.5 trillion will still be lost. What year is it now? 2022, and we are still dealing with economic recession in Nigeria. Prices are still going higher, leaving the poor only with the chance to get poorer, making them feel devastated and hopeless, making them a burden to the government and to our society. Suicide. With the COVID-19 pandemic, the rate of clinical depression were increased drastically, and clinical depression has been shown to be the single largest cause of suicide in our country, Nigeria. The water under our third mainland bridges have become swimming pools for the dead. Not only did suicide occur, the COVID-19 disease itself took over 6.23 million lives in the whole entire world. Apart from the disease killing people, the fear of the disease caused many people to have paranoia, mental instability, caused them to take irrational decisions and lose their mind. The COVID-19 pandemic was also responsible for many cases of crime in our country. Obviously, where there is no food, no jobs, no home, people cannot survive. Crime was fostered. Everything from terrorism to online crime, street crime were fostered during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. You tell me then that COVID-19 is not a burden. It is not a burden, yet it bereaves people. It is not a burden, yet it stops people from engaging in the activities they love. Not a burden, yet statistics show that tens of millions of people are at risk of poverty because of it. Breadwinning men and women unable to get back on their feet. Over 204 countries having increase in cases of anxiety and depression disorder. So let you tell me that COVID-19 is not a burden. A blessing is supposed to be a gift and a solution, not a problem and a complication.
You have 1 minute to go. 1 minute.
Not a problem and a complication. If COVID-19 is not a burden, then I don't know what is. Thank you.
The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines a blessing as anything that is conducive for happiness or welfare. It also defines a burden as anything that is worrying or oppressing. And how then will we refer to a pandemic as a blessing and not a burden? Good day, moderator, panel of judges, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. I am Chukwudi Daniel, and I'm a member of the opposition party to today's motion, which states that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. My points are, firstly, COVID-19 has led to an effect on global health and personal health also. To say that COVID-19 has had an effect on global and personal health is an understatement to say the least, as
Figures from the World Health Organization show that as at the 31st of March, there were 468 million COVID-19 cases. To put these numbers in perspective, Nigeria is set a population of 200 million people. And this means that everyone in the entire country would have contracted disease at least twice. And the entire population of the federal territory will be wiped out. And the funny thing is, the WHO always made use of the words confirmed cases, meaning that as a matter of fact, the cases may in fact be higher, we may not know. COVID-19 has also had an effect of movement. It is plain for us all to see that in the past 3 years, COVID-19 has restricted the movement of goods and services around the country. This may be especially through lockdown, where for 6 months people were not allowed to move out of the houses. And although different countries went to different stages of lockdown at different times, the result was the same. People could not move around. Time up. I hope with my point, I've been able to convince you that COVID-19 is indeed a burden and not a blessing. Thank you.
A big thank you to Dancehall High School. They spoke against COVID-19. For them, it's a burden. A round of applause for them. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, still speaking against is Peak Lane College. A round of applause for Peak Lane College. Representative, please come up. We want to hear your articulation, demonstration of brilliance and comprehension of the topic as you speak against. Yeah. So you have 2 minutes. We have 4 minutes in all, so you may do 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, 1 minute.
Thank you. Good day to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Nosa, representative of the guest speaker, Mr. Oladimeji, my panel of judges, my opponents, and of course, the ever-attentive audience. I am Majori Kosi and will remain so as a representative of Peak Lane International, and I'm here to oppose the motion that says COVID-19 a blessing, not a burden. Firstly, we must understand what COVID-19 is. It is a communicable respiratory disease that causes illnesses in humans due to new strains of coronavirus. And these illnesses lead to symptoms such as fever, cough, loss of taste and smell, and many more. It's caused a pandemic which was a shock to the whole world. How can you say COVID-19 is a blessing when it was a burden to most people? It caused economic recession in many countries. Recession is a rapid decline in the economic capability of a country. Countries could not help each other, and even the underdeveloped ones have little equipment in treating COVID-19. When they could not treat COVID-19, many people died. When many people died, population decreased. When they decreased, the output of a country's production went down as well. Many good companies like Zenith Bank had to let go of their best employees in order to cope with the recession. And when they cope with the recession, it increased the rate of unemployment. And you say that this type of thing is a blessing. I don't see this as a blessing at all. When you ask me, I say that this is a burden, in fact, a curse, a menace to all. Because COVID-19 took a lot of lives. Millions of people, irreplaceable lives died. There were prominent Nigerians like Abba Kyari, Senator, okay, but we also have Professor Ibidapo, okay, that died of the coronavirus during the pandemic. How can you say it's a blessing when prominent leaders like that were taken away from us in Nigeria? How can you say it's a blessing when millions of people lost their loved ones? Even the populated and developed countries like China and the USA also were not left out. They also lost many people, many great citizens, doctors, nurses, many professionals were lost during the coronavirus pandemic. One thing I also hate about coronavirus is the social problems that coronavirus caused for us. Coronavirus made people distance. It separated families. People could not see their loved ones. People were sad and frustrated. It restricted body.
You have 2 minutes to go.
Like hugging and body and handshakes. It made people very sad. It caused mental illnesses for the bereaved. In my conclusion, I hope you can agree with me that coronavirus is in fact a cause to all. Thank you.
Good day, Mr. Vice Principal, panel of judges, my honorary adjudicators, and my ever-attentive audience. My name is Oluwato Seento. I am representing Peak Lane College International. How anyone can say that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden awes me. Would you like to see your loved ones but not be able to embrace them for fear of death? Or would you like to see them not willing to live again? No, of course not. COVID-19, a strain of coronavirus, which broke out on the 21st of December 2019 in a town called Wuhan in China, has brought about an enormous amount of negative happenings in our society, such as economic recession and stagnation, job prospect failures, job loss,
closure of more borders and airports, an alarming decrease in population, and a very significant effect on our psychological development and health as individuals and as a society. Looking at the already high rate of unemployment in Nigeria, our country, COVID-19 has just made it worse. Because of the annoyingly easy ways of contacting the virus, various types and intensities of lockdowns were put into place. For this reason, recent graduates could not even go out to scour for jobs in the society, forcing them to spend so many months cooped up in their houses, making no significant use of their precious time and skills, especially those who require physical practice and use of their skills, such as the pilots and mechanical engineers. Let's talk about the problem of inflation at the start of the COVID-19 virus.
Time up.
Thank you very much. I hope I'll be able to convince you without any iota of doubt that COVID-19 is a burden and not a blessing.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That was Peak Lane College. And I appreciate that when they made valid points, not just students from Peak Lane applaud, there's a general applause. Is that okay? Très bien. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had 2 cases spoken against, but there are those who want to speak for. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the African Church Model College. They want to speak for COVID-19 is a blessing. You have the floor.
The COVID-19 is undeniably one of the deadliest diseases the world has ever seen. It has affected the lives and livelihood of people apparently across the world. The COVID-19 has been a major blessing in disguise rather than a disaster, which has opened the eyes of people to opportunities which were not in effect before the COVID-19 pandemic. Before I press further, I would like to give my utmost respect to the Vice Chancellor, the panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my ever-listening audience. My name is Ahama Isaac, and I'm a representative of the African Church Model College. I stand before this impressive gathering to affirm the motion that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. On the 30th of January 2020, the COVID-19 was declared as a pandemic by the World Health Organization due to the unmitigated spread beyond measures. It is a contagious disease that is spread from one person to another, resulting in death. But behind every adversity lies great opportunity. It is an established fact that most of the fatalities and deaths of people over the years have been as a result of pollution caused by the emission of carbon monoxide from vehicles and industry. The industrial pollution was greatly reduced as industries were forced to shut down. Our generation is the first to experience the impact of climate change and the last to do something about it. The issue of global warming has been a great challenge to the world leaders and the scientific society. The COVID-19 saved the world from the eminent devastating effect of the global warming. It is mind-blowing to see how the air became crystal clear as cars were off the road in industrial cities due to the global quarantine. The COVID-19 has tremendously improved our health sector. More health units were built, more doctors were employed, though lives were lost, more lives were saved. There was an upgrade in clinical research, more medical equipment, cleaner facilities, and an improved production of medicine. The COVID-19 allowed policymakers to have an inward look towards the national health system development. The COVID-19 has helped to develop our technology. The COVID-19 has fast-tracked the world into a more digital era, which would have taken us 4 to 5 years to reach. But the COVID-19 took us in no time. According to Jim Rohn, you either run the day or the day runs you. The COVID-19
you have 2 minutes to go.
Advancement in technology. Robots were used to monitor patients, to sanitize hospitals, and they were used by frontline workers in carrying out activities to reduce the exposure to the virus, since they can easily be disinfected and they do not get sick. The COVID-19 has enhanced our digital skill. It has increased the learning capability of students. It has also enhanced the use of the Zoom, the Google Classroom, and the likes of many others. The COVID-19 has awakened the entrepreneurial thinking of people. Entrepreneurs were able to adapt to the last-minute changes and boost their business into the virtual world. It allowed for e-commerce and e-business. Buying and selling were transacted online. Those who were able to adopt those who were able to take advantage of the last-minute changes were able to boost their business into the virtual world. How long are we going to sadden our time has come? How long are we going to depress ourselves to the lives that were lost?
Sorry, one minute.
I conclude in the word of Zig Ziglar. When obstacles arise, you change your direction. You do not change your decision. Indeed, COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. Thank you.
A positive mind finds opportunity in everything, but a negative mind finds faults in everything. With a panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Makonjola Moyosoroluwa from the African Church Model College, supporting the motion, COVID-19 a blessing, not a burden. COVID-19 has enhanced family bonding or reunion. Family that were at the brink of disintegration due to lack of communication and unity have found reason to strengthen their union. This has brought about a peaceful reunion between them. COVID-19 has exposed us to a greater use of information communication technology and also digitalization. Companies and individuals have been able to adapt to the virtual tools.
Your time is up. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is getting more fantastic. In Spanish, we say fantastico. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the presentation from the African Church Model College. A round of applause once again, ladies and gentlemen. And audience, I really applaud. I really appreciate you. When you see something good, you say you see something good. That's also a general applause, and that's the pattern we want to continue with. Ladies and gentlemen, we still want to hear. Now, we want to go back to against. Those judge, sir. We want to go against. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, let's invite Excel College as they come forward to Excel. Where's the applause for Excel? Excel computer, Excel everything, Excel debate. A round of applause for them. The applause. I say Excel applause. Hello? Hello? I'm on it, you are offering it. Hello? Hello?
The cliche, there is no evil in good, is the same idea as the modern adage, a true blessing has no sorrow. If this saying is axiomic, what rational justification is there for anyone to see blessing in one of the world's most dreaded pandemics? Vice Chancellor, sir, non-partisan panel of judges, exemplary timekeeper, co-debaters, and my audience, whose attentiveness I greatly appreciate. Hello and good afternoon to you. Elutula Mofinfolo is standing here before you from Excel College, a great institution that produces modern Shakespeare, Albert Einstein, and Okonjo-Iweala. Fear, anxiety, and death, like a cloak, wears one just at the sound of COVID-19. As of today, we have lost many prominent people globally and in Nigeria, and even some unknown. It is also worth noting that it was during this time that there was an increase in crime and immorality. It is also worth noting, Vice Chancellor, sir, that was also during this period that Nigeria gained a reputation as a well-known cyber nation. They took advantage of the Western world's fund palliatives and even defrauded fellow Nigerians. A burden as used here is a noun that denotes heavy load and as a logical extension, evil. Everyone is aware that the COVID-19 is an infectious disease that is caused from the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Most viruses is not a blessing in my opinion, primarily because of its negative impact on the human body system, which results into weakness and death. This panel of judges is not a bone, who refers to weakness and death as a blessing. COVID-19 has brought millions of people to their death.
2 minutes to go. Thank you.
At the core of COVID-19 has snatched away a number of deaths, especially the elderly, who are supposed to be a library and a wisdom of wealth to the youths. The global economy was suffocated by the COVID-19. Global unemployment rates skyrocketed. Salaries of some employees slashed, and even some laid off without entitlement. What can we say about religious ban? Worshippers could no longer commit with one another, leading to the backsliding in faith, and most importantly, the loss of empathy on humans. Little wonder, the increase in nefarious activities during COVID-19. The human cost of COVID-19 is enormous, and it will continue to increase until public health should struggle to cope. Do we refer to this as a blessing or a burden? I'll leave this to my panel of judges to respond. Thank you.
A true blessing adds no sorrow. The pandemic has clearly affected all areas of social and economic activity, with both governments and non-governmental organizations around the world coming together to mobilize enormous manpower and resources to combat what I call a global raging fire. The pandemic was a social and economic crisis, just as much as it was, and is still a health one. Its repercussions, severe and far-reaching, felt across the world. Before I go on, I would like to say, good morning, Mr. Chairman, sir, the panel of judges, the accurate timekeeper, the moderator, my distinguished audience, and my erudite personnel of press. My name is Yoruba Oke, and I'm from the Great Exile College. My standing here is to oppose the motion that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. The rapid spread of COVID-19 and the measures taken by governments to contain it have had serious consequences for the world's major economies. Many productive activities have been disrupted, first in Asia, then in Europe, North America, and then the rest of the world, and there have been widespread border closures. The pandemic led to a dramatic loss of human life worldwide. 6,220,390 people lost their lives worldwide.
Your time is up. Your time is up. Thank you very much.
The coronavirus continues on a trajectory that is difficult to predict. We pray and thoroughly hope that never again will the world witness a tragedy and a consuming fire such as COVID-19. Because a burden such as this again, thank you.
A round of applause for Exile College for that brilliant performance. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we want to listen to this one. 4.
Please, candidate, please. Once your time is up, please, you stop talking. Otherwise, we will be deducting your mark. Thank you.
A big thank you to him for what he said. He said, otherwise, which is first warning. Don't do it again. So you are not penalized according to him. First offender. Ladies and gentlemen, up next is speaking for Queen's College. A round of applause for the representatives from Queen's College, where the kings are thrown to meet you. Queen's College, a resounding, resonating, vibrating round of applause for them, please, as the Queens march up majestically to speak for on this occasion.
Rite Bennett, the author of The Light in the Heart, once said, "Nobody is exempted from the trials of life, but everyone can always find something positive in everything, even in the worst of times." Good morning, the chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my ever-attentive audience. My name is Eze Somchi, a proud representative of Queen's College, Lagos. I stand before you today in support of the motion, COVID-19, a blessing and not a burden. For centuries, the pandemic was first reported in Wuhan, China in 2019, and it has spread all over the world, leading to the ongoing pandemic. This pandemic has caused a frenzy wherever it went, but the beautiful thing is we humans always find a way of seeing the good in every situation. Yes, the pandemic has had a lot of effects, but let us not overlook the positive impacts of the pandemic on our everyday lives. Wash your hands, make use of your sanitizers, maintain social distancing became the new anthem due to the advent of the pandemic. The pandemic has inadvertently made the whole world cleaner. Yes, who would ever think that everybody in the world would get into washing their hands and cleaning their environment? In the world, in countries like Israel, in their medical sectors, they are providing stethoscopes to keep COVID-19 patients at home by recording their lung images and sending it to specialist centers that will act as appropriate. Research conducted by the National Aeronautics and Space Agency and the European Space Agency shows that in epicenters of the world, 30% of pollution has been reduced in places like Wuhan, Italy, Spain, and the United States of America. Over the years, we humans have slowly but surely been destroying our environment, but we're forced to give the environment time to repair and rejuvenate itself due to the pandemic. I would like to ask a question. Does anybody here, anybody at all, think we would have been able to technologically evolve this fast in our medical sectors, become cleaner generally, find new ways of making our environment better for future generations to come if the pandemic had not happened?
I really do not think so, but I will leave you to ponder. Yes, I strongly believe that we as a race of survivors will continue to push forward and look towards the light.
2 minutes
because
to go.
positivity will always outshine negativity in the world. I hope I'm able to convince you that COVID-19 is indeed a blessing and not a burden. Thank you for listening.
It has been 2 years now since the outbreak of the novel coronavirus disease from Wuhan, the sprawling capital of central China's Hubei province. The disease, which had a rapid spread throughout Asia, Europe, Africa, and the rest of the world, begot a global pandemic which jeopardized millions of lives. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, the panel of judges, the accurate timekeeper, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and my co-debaters. My name is Lawal Oluwakemi. I am a proud representative of the prestigious institution, Queen's College. I am honored to stand before you today to speak in favor of the motion which goes thus: COVID-19, a blessing and not a burden. The viral disease serves as a test that evaluates the global situation of various sectors all across the globe. COVID-19 helped to check the situations of various sectors across the globe, ranging from the health sector to the education sector to the economic sector and so many more. Nigeria, for instance, we were able to discover our weak systems and make rapid adjustments to the health sector, the education sector, and the economic sector. Now, in the health sector, we did not have enough health management facilities to be able to isolate and treat infected persons properly. But with the help of the COVID-19 pandemic, we were able to know that we have a lot of lapses in our health system, and we're able to make rapid adjustments and amendments for us to have a greater community resilience and response to people who are infected. In the same vein, the lockdown during the pandemic also helped to build stronger bonds amongst loved ones, as parents and guardians had enough time to spend with their wards to discover the new characters they had begun to exhibit due to their earlier negligence while busy trying to keep the family's head above water.
Your time is up, thank you.
Now, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Queen's College. Round of applause for them once again. Up next is Andrews the Great. Wow! The representatives, please come up. You want to listen to greatness now?
Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, distinguished listeners, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ekpendo Olachi, a proud representative of Andrews Grade School, and I stand before you on this August occasion to oppose the motion, COVID-19, a blessing, not a burden. To put the horse before the cart, it's only pertinent I give a brief introduction of what COVID-19 is all about. COVID-19, or rather, the novel coronavirus disease 19, is a communicable respiratory disease that originates from a new strain of coronaviruses that causes diseases in humans. It was first identified amid an outbreak of respiratory illness cases in Wuhan City, Hubei Province, China. It was initially reported by the World Health Organization on the 31st of December 2019. On January 30th, 2020, the World Health Organization declared the COVID outbreak a global health emergency. And on the 11th of March 2020, it was declared a global pandemic. The first confirmed case of COVID-19 was on the 27th of February 2020, when an Italian national in Lagos tested positive for the virus. This was over 2 years ago. And as at the 13th of April 2022, the world has recorded over 6 million COVID-related deaths. This brings me to my first point. The death of men and women, young and old, is sure to have an effect on any human community, and the death of over 6 million cannot be underrated. Of these people lost were young individuals, middle-aged, who in one way or the other had the potential to make a difference in the world, who possessed unique characteristics and could have contributed to the upliftment of their nation. All this is gone. I find it very fascinating that my opposition will try to stand in our presence and convince us that a virus which killed many can be considered a blessing. You, yes you, would you consider a murderer a blessing? I don't think so. It is fair to say that the death of an individual is death of potential, and the death of so many is the death of so much potential, and this is one thing no human community can truly recover from. Secondly, in a report published on the 12th of September 2021, mental health patterns, depression and anxiety statistics in England and Wales.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
In this report, it was stated that sampled anxiety in British adults peaked after the lockdown began, and the share of adults reporting depressive symptoms doubled after the start of the pandemic, from 10% to 20%. The United States also recorded surges in mental health issues like depression, anxiety, and substance use disorders. Not to talk of, Nigerians became psychologically disturbed after the pandemic began. The pandemic was characterized by fear and uncertainty, and with a lot of people losing their livelihoods and loved ones, common pleasures like walking into a restaurant with a good friend or going to a park were taken away from us. We are all subjected to sitting at home day and night, only to behold the increasing number of global deaths. I believe this alone is enough to get someone to develop anxiety. We hardly need nothing to get one's mind off it. That is probably why in the United States, when the pandemic hit hard, the country recorded a massive spike in the number of drug overdose deaths. Thirdly, not only did the pandemic have effect on the mental health of many around the world, it also had a tremendous negative impact on many, as the livelihoods of many were lost. Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there is no iota of doubt in my mind that I have convinced you all that COVID-19 will continue to remain a burden that we will all have to bear, as it has taken our lives away from us, both literally and figuratively speaking. Thank you all for your attention.
An obstruction to respiration in human beings, all because of a supposed blessing by my opponents. An article released by Statista in February 2022 shows that the number of informal businesses which were reported to have recorded no positive impact in the inception of the pandemic is at 85%. What is the deal of technological development, big money use, and survival funds if there are no human beings to benefit from the same cause? Good day to the Vice Chancellor, Mr. Chairman, the impartial panel of judges, Margaret Timekeeper, and of course, my attentive audience. My name is IBTC Daniel, the supporting speaker, here to further portray this point.
Your time is up. Thank you.
Lord.
We can see don't worry, we can see the fire in you. We can see the fire in you. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Andrews the Great School, correct? You said? Andrews the Great! A round of applause once again for yourself. You carry fire, we know. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is the Lagos African Church. A round of applause for them. Here they are in front. You want to applaud them? Please applaud them now. Come up. The Lagos African Church. You have 4 minutes in all.
There is no doubt that coronavirus has definitely caused a lot of pain. There is no doubt that the coronavirus disease has definitely caused a lot of pain. But do you all know that along with this pain came blessings? Do you all know that the coronavirus disease has revealed a lot of incontrovertible facts that have been known for so long but chosen to be denied? Tell me, for how long are we going to keep murmuring about the pains that the COVID-19 brought, but not celebrate the blessings it came with? Blessings such as the improved medical facilities, online education, stronger family bonds, online business, which is now booming, and many more. Vice Chancellor, Mr. Chairman, proficient judges, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am you to stand before you today from the Lagos African Church Grammar School, and I am here to support the notion which says that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. Now, COVID-19 has definitely left no corner of the world untouched. As of April 2020, since its discovery in China in December 2019, more than 3 million cases have been reported in about 310 countries and territories, with approximately 200,000 deaths and over 1 million recoveries. Now, COVID-19 has truly reminded us all that no man is an island, nor is any man truly self-sufficient, but everyone relies on the comfort, contributions, and company of others in order to thrive, and therefore we needed to be each other's keeper. To start off with, COVID-19 was revelatory, a blessing in disguise, and not a burden to so many people in the country, because it exposed Nigeria as a country where the quality of leadership is of low grade, and it has shown us what we have known for so long, which is an incontrovertible fact, that the quality of leadership in our country must improve. Isn't that a blessing in disguise to our dear motherland? Also, COVID-19 has
has also created an opportunity for the leaders to look inwards to develop the nation's healthcare system, which has been badly exposed by the pandemic as being below standard. During the pandemic, various governments provided improved medical facilities such as isolation beds, ICU beds, and ventilators, among others, to hospitals, clinics, and primary healthcare systems who were good with the admitted patients diagnosed with the virus. Furthermore, COVID-19 has also helped us to expose the education device in Nigeria.
2 minutes to go.
Which children in rural and underserved communities could not have access to adapt or transition to new methods of learning. It has also shown us the importance of our teachers, and it has also given us the right to appreciate their efforts in trying to mold us to become a people of the society. So, these points I stated earlier, such as the advancement of e-learning, improved medical facilities, and many more, it is clear that COVID-19 was actually a blessing in disguise. Thank you.
The words of our elders are words of wisdom. Our elders say there are blessings in perceived evils, and this statement was given a strong credence with the outbreak of coronavirus. All protocols duly observed. Standing before you is Idotemi from Lagos African Church Grammar School. I am here to buttress what my chief speaker has said earlier on. Prior to the outbreak of the disease, classroom teaching were being carried out in a regulated setting, with teachers and learners carrying out instructions in the confines of a classroom and having physical contact during teaching and learning. But COVID-19 has changed all that and has made virtual teaching and learning possible, with teachers and learners interacting virtually and carrying out instructions in the comfort of their own room and at their convenient time and pace. And at least in Nigeria, transportation costs, traffic congestion, and poor infrastructures in classrooms were totally eliminated. Furthermore, can you imagine the number of people that have become digitally literate as a result of the outbreak of COVID-19? Take for example in Nigeria, how many people can make use of Zoom, Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, and so on in service delivery and teaching and learning? How many? But these have changed since the outbreak of COVID-19. And I strongly believe that my opponents here must have also benefited directly or indirectly from the outbreak of COVID-19, because he or she must have done online learning, online lesson or instructions. And if he has a parent or relative that was a salary earner during that time, he or she must have. Your
time is up.
With all these points I've stated, it is clearly seen that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. Thank you.
A round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Lagos African Church. Thank you very much. Up next, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, still speaking for is today with us Landmark College. That is your own applause for yourself. A round of applause for Landmark College. Yes, Landmark College Ikorodu. Am I in order? Yes. Take the floor.
COVID-19 was a disease that took the world by surprise, but we're interested to know that in the midst of the whole of Balu, there are blessings hidden in place out of the situation. Please follow me today as I take you on those blessings. Good day, the distinguished chairman, panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, and my ever-listening audience. My name is Brian Christopher, and I'm here to affirm you and assure you that COVID-19 is indeed a blessing and not a burden. Let me start by saying that with the enforcement of nationwide lockdowns across the globe and the absence of human movement that followed, the transportation sector experienced a drastic drop in the rate of deaths due to transport-related accidents. Air, water, road, and different types of transportation system witnessed lesser mishaps during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now tell me, isn't that something to be grateful for? Let me forge ahead by saying that COVID-19 was an eye-opener that shattered the myth that says that we have to wake up early and rush out of the homes before work can be done. Now we all know that work can be done and be done even more effectively for the comfort of our homes using the internet at our disposal. Isn't that something to be grateful for? Again, the education industry barely managed to survive with the advent of online teaching. And online teaching has just proven to us that learning does not have to take place within the four walls of the school, but can be achieved and can be achieved effectively anywhere. I would also like to tell you that before COVID-19 started, the sales of nose masks, hand wash liquids, hand sanitizers was at a bare minimum. But upon the arrival of the pandemic, nose masks, hand washing liquids, and others became high demand, giving local business initiatives and opportunities a boost and a boom in their business. This has given the youth something to be grateful for, and it is a form of self-employment for those who do not have any source of income to manage themselves. I would like to round up by saying that pollution and that COVID-19 has reduced the levels of pollution in the nation. With the absence of human movement, smoking vehicles on the road, human activities, recreational activities, rowdy gatherings that cause noise pollution, COVID-19 has drastically dropped the rates of pollution in our environment, and by doing so has helped improve wildlife. I'm aware that COVID-19 might have had a huge impact on the world, but I'd like to tell you that the way I see it, if you want to see the real world, you have to put on the minutes to go.
Good day to you, the chairman of this occasion, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my listening audience, and my co-debaters. My name is Quadrupita Sharon, standing before you today to support the motion that states COVID-19 is indeed a blessing and not a burden. First of all, what is a blessing? A blessing is anything that comes your way, gives you favor, and helps you to progress in life. While a burden is anything that retards your movement or progress in life. First of all, how can you say COVID-19 is a burden? Before the event of COVID-19 or this pandemic, has anyone ever taken their time to learn online? Nobody. All of you have always been using your phone for one thing or the other, but due to this COVID-19, everyone has decided to learn online. COVID-19 has become an eye-opener to our economy, making us to make use of resources that we didn't even know we could use in the first place. COVID-19 has helped our economy to become bigger and greater than it was ever before. COVID-19 has helped us to cherish our loved ones. Due to the loss of life, everyone is afraid of losing his or her loved one. Everyone has been able to cherish the gift of life that God has given to us. Nobody wants to waste their life on useless things anymore. Everybody has seen the value of life after seeing loss of life going on and around them. Before a diamond can be formed, it has to go through terrible conditions. COVID-19, I agree, was a very bad thing that ever happened to our economy. But this bad thing is a blessing in disguise. Because of COVID-19, health facilities have improved. Because of COVID-19, everybody has been able to develop their mind and talent. Because of COVID-19, kidnapping, crime rates, and other things that used to happen before has been reduced. Due to this lockdown, we have become closer to our family. Because of our parents that were going on, where we were never able to be with our parents due to being in boarding school, or our parents going abroad, or not staying in one place, or wherever, we were never able to meet our parents.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. A round of applause for Landmark College. A round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. And two more before we go. Please let's make welcome Baptiste Akayemi. Come and baptize us with your points. And today they are speaking against.
The COVID-19 can be traced back to Wuhan, China, a seafood market, and was discovered on the 31st of December in the year 2019. The COVID-19 has beyond no reasonable doubt been a burden to us. Before I proceed any further, I'd like to give honor to whom honor is due. Good day, my panel of judges, my ever-great timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my ever-listening audience. My name is S.N. David, and I'm standing here to oppose the motion which states, and I quote, the COVID-19 is indeed a burden, not a blessing. My opponents here may actually tell you that during the COVID-19 we were able to learn. But I'm here actually to put it to you that during the COVID-19, we were on lockdown, and people in the rural areas actually lacked access to quality education. The COVID-19 actually exacerbated existing inequalities between those who access quality education and those who lack access to quality education. According to www.hwr.org, the COVID-19 has actually, beyond reasonable doubt, put to us a great scale of economic inequality. The COVID-19, the social and economic disasters caused by the COVID-19 is actually putting us in extreme poverty. The United Nations currently has said that by the ending of this year, if proper care is not taken, so 132 million people are going to fall into extreme poverty. This is an addition to the current 690 million people who are facing extreme poverty. I'm here to tell you that 132 million people in this whole country are going to face extreme poverty for what they have no reason about. The COVID-19, beyond the reasonable doubt, has led to stigmatization. We all know that during the COVID-19, people who are actually said to have tested positive for the coronavirus had to go to two different policies. People had to get quarantined, and when they came out normally, they actually came out and were like pushed away that you have been tested positive for the COVID-19. You can't relate with me properly. The COVID-19 also, beyond no reasonable doubt, has pushed us away from our social people. The COVID-19 has actually banned or restricted fundamental human rights, which are not to be moved away by anybody. Fundamental human rights are actually to be accessed by everyone who is born or living on the earth. The COVID-19 was able to restrict two major fundamental human rights. That are the fundamental right to freedom of movement.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. Thank you.
The COVID-19 also, beyond no reasonable doubt, has actually been able to push us far more away from our cultural tradition. Years ago, the world was affected by influenza. Influenza was a virus that killed millions of people. Since after then, the world has been moderately in peace, not until 2019, the coming of COVID-19. Good day to the management of the great Caleb University, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, Mr. Moderator, my beautiful audience and my co-debaters. My name is Stanbic of Baptist Academy, and I am here to oppose the motion which says that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a curse to the human race. I cannot go on with this without expatiating what COVID-19 was. COVID-19 is a deadly disease which originated from Wuhan, China in the year 2019. This started from just one laboratory. One man was infected. Everyone took it with levity. But as time went on, 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, and next thing, the whole of Wuhan is infected. It spread on from Wuhan, not just within China, not just within Asia, down to Europe, North America, South America, Africa, and Australia. The spread of this virus has been of a big disadvantage to the whole world, because when people are being restricted from movement, COVID-19 brought onto us lockdown, and this restriction of movement made people lack access to their generator of their income, and hereby leaving people with hunger. Youths being hungry, have nothing to do, having no idea, no option, but being desperate for survival. Next thing they think of is going into crime. They go into crime, go kill, involve themselves in armed robbery, kidnapping, and all sorts of crime just to survive. Other people who are broad-minded, who have no other option, go through poverty. And as a result of COVID-19, in the last year, 2020, 9.7% of the total world's population have been going through poverty. 9.7%, estimately 10% of
your time is up. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once again for Baptist Academy. Thank you for baptizing us with that information. Last but not the least, on this august and auspicious occasion, to speak for and not against is Barakel Model College. A round of applause for Barakel. You will soon have your lunch now. I say a round of applause for Barakel.
The coronavirus first started in China, December 2019, in one laboratory. The coronavirus was named COVID-19 by the World Health Organization, which is known as WHO. Coronavirus first came into Nigeria on the 27th of February 2020, and immediate lockdown was pronounced throughout Nigeria on the 30th of March 2020. But this lockdown was effective immediately in Abuja, Lagos, and Ogun State. But everything that has its negative side will also have its positive side too, isn't it? Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and my fellow students. My name is Adibayo Dorcas. I'm a representative of Bauchi Model College, and I'm here to support the motion which says COVID-19, a blessing, not a burden. My opponent would like to ask me, how is the virus that has claimed the lives of so many people be a blessing to us, but rather a burden? But let me put it to you that this same virus, which has claimed the lives of so many people, protected the lives of others. You might also want to ask me how, but I'm going to explain that to you. Through the implementation of the compulsory use of nose masks, hand sanitizer, regular hand washing, or even social distancing, prevented us from getting other microorganisms or pathogens that are in our environment. But how? A large percentage of us, even I myself, took the ideology of regular hand washing or usage of hand sanitizer with levity hands. We didn't see it as something very important. But this COVID-19 made us realize the true importance of it and the techniques that is going to enable us not only to prevent this coronavirus, but also to prevent ourselves from other microorganisms around us. Furthermore, pollution. In the activity days before the corona period, the air was polluted, factories were in action, vehicles were plying the road 24/7. There was air pollution everywhere because these vehicles or moving machines were emitting dangerous gases, which we know as carbon dioxide, which
not only causes
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
but also causes cases like lung cancer and other respiratory disorders. I'll have mentioned more, like rice, human family burden, but I'll leave my supporting speaker to say all that. Thank you.
There's a saying that goes, when the world gives you lemon, make lemonade out of it. All protocol duty observed. Standing before is Yeslo Sharon from Baracha Model College, and I'm here to support the motion which states COVID-19 a blessing and not a burden. Was it not still during this same COVID-19 that greedy politicians were exposed? Those politicians that instead of giving out palliative to the citizens, harbored it for themselves and their family. Our healthcare also improved during this COVID-19. As governments could no longer go out of the country to treat themselves, they decided to invest more in our country by providing more facilities and equipment in the hospital for further treatment. Also, during this COVID-19, humanitarian activities increased. It is said that philanthropists all over the world came up to help the needy and the less privileged in providing food, shelter, and provision for them. Also, during this COVID-19, our health sector improved. It is said that those equipment that we did not have in the hospital before, the government had to buy more of those equipment in order to save more lives of people and property. Management of resources was also seen as people learned to manage resources and not to waste them. Even the leftovers that normally people would throw away, they decided to manage it and keep it. Even the industries in Nigeria, since they could not go outside to buy resources, they decided to make use of what they have in Nigeria. At this point, I urge my opponent to drop their argument, as I strongly believe that I am able to convince you without reasonable doubt that COVID-19 is indeed a blessing and not a burden. Thank you.
So, in a nutshell, we could see that COVID-19 is not a burden, but rather a blessing to us in disguise to all mankind. So I urge you all to drop the mentality of saying COVID-19 is a burden, but rather pick the mentality of saying it's a blessing to us all. Thank you all, and a very good afternoon to you.
Yes, that was a nice way of wrapping up the first set of the competition's debate. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's join our hands together and celebrate all the contestants who've come here to showcase their mental brilliance and acumen. Thank you very much for having the courage to stand there and speak for or speak against. We appreciate you. Merci beaucoup. Very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to appreciate our distinguished panel here too for a job well done. Coming back, please give them a round of applause. They'll be coming shortly with the results as we progress with the program. Very distinguished guests here present. Wonderful students from different schools cut across the nation, joining us live, physically and online, maximizing the benefits of the corona pandemic that gives us the opportunity now to enjoy online participation. We welcome you to this August occasion. And we are grateful to our host, Caleb University. Please put your hands together for Caleb University for putting this program together. We also want to thank our wonderful sponsors, Zenith Bank, IBTC Bank, UBA, Eco Bank, Fan Milk, Imota Local Council, Checkers, Rite, Golden Penny, The Miller, and others unmentioned. Please put your hands together for them. We appreciate your support for this August and wonderful occasion. It's a competition, the first of its kind, to showcase the brilliance we have among our secondary school students. We are super delighted having you here today. Welcome and enjoy the program as we continue. Bonsoir maintenant à tout le monde. Maintenant, nous voulons dire merci beaucoup à tout le monde pour votre présence ici. Nous sommes ici grâce à Caleb University. Nous voulons dire merci aussi à toutes les organisations qui se trouvent ici pour leur aide. Donc, merci beaucoup à vous aussi pour être ici, parce que si vous n'êtes pas ici, il n'y a pas de programme. Si vous comprenez, il faut applaudir une fois encore, juste une fois. Guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren. Herzlich willkommen zu diesem Programm. Ich freue mich sehr gerne hier zu sein. Und es gibt viele Dinge zu essen, zu trinken, zu hören. Ich wünsche euch ehrlich gesagt eine wunderbare, spannende und unvergessliche Erfahrung. Danke, das ist die Wahrheit. A fẹ́ dúpẹ́ gidigidi lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín fún àǹfààní aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ tí a ní láti darapọ̀ pẹ̀lú wa ní ìdíje pàtàkì tọjọ́ òní tí Caleb University ṣe ètò ẹ̀ fún wa. A sì dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gidigidi lọ́wọ́ àwọn organization bíi Zenith Bank Stanbic Bank fún àtìlẹ́yìn wọn láì sí wọn a lè rówó ná wọn mílíọ̀nù tá à ń san pa a lè fún abẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ dákun ẹ bá mi ṣá wọn látẹ̀wọ́. To yanzu kuna kallo na da mamaki ko an ce wannan program national program ne an kawo ku daga dukkan bangarorin mu na Nigeria wato akwai mutane da suna jin mu online daga arewacin Nigeria daga kudancin Nigeria daga gabashin Nigeria daga ko'ina mun ji daɗi kwarai da gaske ce wanga ya ce ku zuwa wannan taro wadda university na kallon suka shirya mana mun ji daɗin zuwan ku kwarai da gaske kuma ga kamfanoni kamar Zenith Bank Stanbic IBTC UBA da su makamantansu sun bada abin nan gudunmawa ana saka musu da alheri ana su biya bukata a koba a daba olóòrùn máa ṣe kárí ụmụnne m ndị Igbo ama m na ndị Igbo juru ebe a ndị Igbo kwenu ọ na-akpọtụ akpọtụ Igbo kwenu kwezienụ ekwunụla unu ebe a ka netwọk juru eju dọkịta juru eju n'ebe ahụ netwọk ka ọ na-eme on and off n'ebe ahụ Igbo kwenu kịta ka unu bịara anyị ji ohere ọma na-anabata mmadụ niile na ọgbakọ nketa nke Caleb University haziri anyị na-ekelekwa ndị nyere aka dịka Zenith Bank Stanbic IBTC UBA Ecobank Fan Milk na ndị ọzọ biko kwụrụ ha aka ha mere ọfụma. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to prolong the discussion, but I'm sure with these few words of mine, I'll be able to convince you and not confuse you that this program is the program to be. My name is Adedeji Odulesi, Master of Ceremony for August auspicious, conspicuous, illustrious, and prestigious occasions. Next, please. Are you feeling me? Are you enjoying me? All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture in the program, it's my pleasure to invite a man of brilliance, erudite man who speaks on national and international platforms, is the representative, able representative of the guest speaker, Dr. Temitope Fashoranti of the Executive Director, Zenith Bank PLC. Please make welcome Mr. Emmanuel Larry Oladimeji, Group Head, Retail Banking, Zenith Bank. Please give him the applause that is on the Zenith. A Zenith applause. Keep giving the applause to the mouth up here. Yes, Quran yata ofuma kona apotu kema na maji.
Thank you so much, the MC. And yes, good afternoon, everyone. And in fact, I don't know how to start, because what I see today is beyond my expectation. What I see from the students that have come to present here is what anybody can just describe that. What do you want to talk to them about? What I was asked by my line director to speak on is on creative mindset and how to develop one. But the student I saw here, this one already have creative mind though. And I wonder what I will actually be talking to them on. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity for us to be here. And the students have performed so well. So either you win the prize or you don't win the prize, does not really matter. What is important is that enthusiasm that I saw in all of you. The dynamism with which so many of you presented. Some came to the front here, first of all, told us about some things about themselves, before they went ahead to even acknowledge or greet the Vice Chancellor and the members of, everybody that is here. Some came, several ways of making presentation. So I must thank the teachers in various schools in which we came from. And I must equally thank the management and staff, especially the Vice Chancellor of Caleb University for this organization, for what you have been able to do today. Thank you so much. So let me just quickly go through what I have because of time, because I'm representing Mr. Dr. Temitope Fasoranti, who is an executive director of Zenith Bank. And what I'm supposed to be talking about is developing a creative mindset in the 21st century. The Vice Chancellor, Professor Nosa Owen Ibie, the Registrar, Mr. Mayokun Olumeru, the Senate, management staff, and distinguished participants. I'm very much delighted to be invited to deliver the career lecture for the 2022 Caleb University Career Expo. Indeed, this event presents an enormous platform for the intellectual development of the leaders of tomorrow. I must commend the effort of the management team of Caleb University for organizing this event as part of this institution's National Intellectual Development Program and Corporate Social Responsibility Initiative. It is heartwarming to have secondary school students from various geopolitical zones of the country to engage in an environment like this. It demonstrates their readiness to take on challenges and explore new opportunities. A great future lies ahead of us. The theme for this year's lecture, developing a creative mindset in the 21st century, is apt because it hints at the potentials of students to become solution providers. In this age of rapid technological advancement and innovation, Nigeria's hope of becoming global competitive rests in empowering our students. So I will share briefly just a few thoughts on developing a creative mindset in today's digital environment. So here we come. What does it mean to develop a creative mindset? A creative mind is one that is open to possibilities and not afraid to investigate and try new things. American psychologist Carol Dweck is renowned for the research on concepts of mindset. Through our work, one can describe mindset mindset as a person's set of views or beliefs which have the potential to determine success. She demonstrates that individuals can have a fixed mindset if they believe their success is based on innate abilities, or a growth mindset if they believe their success is based on hard work, learning, and training. Most of the traits for which I've seen in several of the students that came out here to present this afternoon. So, is it possible for a person to have a positive or negative mindset? a winner or a loser mindset? The answer is yes, and the choice is ours. So what is a creative mindset, and what are its characteristics? A creative mindset refers to a set of beliefs and attitude that favors new ideas, innovative solutions, and problem solving. It requires enormous effort to develop a creative mindset, since it is not the natural tendency for an average person. The effort must not only be enormous, but consistent. So why do we need to develop a creative mindset? One, without a creative mindset, human beings will not be able to solve their personal challenges, like providing for themselves, shelter, food, and clothing. We also rely on human creativity to solve problems in the society. Human beings play an enormous role in the transition from Stone Age to the Industrial Era. We moved from the first Industrial Revolution, where water and steam powers and merchandise production, to the second revolution, where electric powers was used for mass production. Then the third revolution, characterized by electronics and information technology to automate production. And then the fourth revolution, which is the revolution of the digital technology where we are in. So the 21st century as an information technology is one of the key things that we will be discussing under the creative mindset. Under the information age, having understood what a creative mindset is and why we need to develop it, we need to understand that the 21st century, we need to equally understand the 21st century so that we'll be aware of the major trends. The 21st century is characterized by a rapid shift from traditional industry to the information technology. The information age has affected workforce in several ways, such as compelling workers to compete for a global job market and replacement of human labor by computers and robots. We know now that if you are looking for work anywhere in the world, from the comfort of your home, I heard when the Google team was speaking to us, from the comfort of your home, you can be employed without knowing anybody and without proud notice of this is what we want to do. Just go to the website and then you see available opportunities and you can just begin to tap into them. Digital transformation and digital economy. One of the key ways in which we can create, we can be creative and open our mind. Information and communication technology, ICT, that is computers, computerized machinery, fiber optics, communications satellites, the internet, etc., have become a significant part of the world economy. That today, without these tools, nothing can actually be done. This is what we call the digital transformation era. Digitalization can be adopted in various sectors: financial services, agriculture, manufacturing, education, and the likes. In the financial sector where I work, banks and fintechs have leveraged digital services to completely modernize customer experience. New levels of convenience, speed, and security are now a reality. And as a result of the use of smart devices, computer and platform to serve customers. Some of the common solutions currently deployed are the USSD. With the USSD, you don't even need the internet for you to actually do banking transactions. Mobile apps, web platforms, application programming, and of course, decentralized finance. Decentralized finance is becoming so popular now to the extent that the banks are even being very wary that people can actually transact among themselves, not only locally, but anywhere in the world, without the need of the banks. You can do whatever you want to do via decentralized finance, transfer money, do anything, without the need of the banks. So using digital resources to develop a creative mindset. We have understood what a creative mindset is and how important it is for solving individual and communal challenges. However, many people want to be creative or more creative, and almost as many have given up by wrongfully assuming that being creative is just not for them. While these people absolutely have what it takes to be creative, they need to take more essential steps. Fortunately, in the digital age, there are digital resources with just a click for you to leverage so many of the solutions that I've mentioned. You can look at the website to equally expand your creativity. Surfing the web helps you to build a creative mindset. Seeing what is happening in other parts of the world, expand your mind. The ideas that other creative people have come up with might just challenge your creativity and give you the inspiration to develop a solution to a problem right where you are. Developing applications, we call them apps. So many of us must have listened to presentation through the TED platforms, must have listened to presentations through BrainSparker, where mindset can be creatively developed. Digital libraries. Today, people don't even go to physical library again. With digital library, it is one of the resources, those resources that can help you keep the brain engaged to be creative and open to new ideas. Read books and current emerging trends all over the world. They will help you to open your mind and make you be more and very creative. Opportunity for the creative mind in the infotech century. As mentioned earlier, the global digital economy holds enormous potentials. Nigeria's growing digital economy is positioning to be a major contributor to the entrepreneurship and job creation, especially for young Nigerians. Nigeria's tech sector has also witnessed substantial growth in the educational technology, edutech, agricultural technology, agritech, health technology, health tech, e-commerce, and transport sector. Another way in which you can have or develop your creative mindset is to be involved in coding and digital entrepreneurs. One of the strongest indicators of the vibrancy of Nigerian tech industry is the interest among young Nigerians in coding, that is, writing programs for apps, websites, and softwares. The growth of developer community and tech hubs has supported the emergence of several tech startups in Nigeria. We are all aware of what the likes of Paystack and the like of Flutterwave have been able to do. In 2020, Stripe, the Irish-American financial services and software company, paid $200 million to acquire Paystack. Flutterwave, another fintech that is bred from the Nigerian soil, raised $170 million in 2021. Because of the nature of my work, let me just explain a bit what I've just said. What is Paystack and what is Flutterwave actually doing? The same thing that people have been doing for years, the same thing that banks have been doing for years. And that is simplifying the way businesses are done. I am a merchant. I sell products. And I want people or anyone to connect with me, buy my products online, and be able to make payments seamlessly. What banks have been doing, the traditional responsibility of banks. And what these guys have done is to do what? Digitize it by being very, very creative. By being creative. So I want to enjoin all of you to please continue to do what you are doing, to listen, to ensure that you finish your studies. For every young person, I say the future is ahead of you and is very bright. I encourage you to stay in school and finish your studies. Use the tools around you, including the internet, the library, apps, to develop a creative mindset. Refuse to have a fixed mindset which does not seek new ways to improve life. According to Edward Bono, the famous physician, psychologist, inventor, who originated the term lateral thinking and was shortlisted for the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2005. Creativity involves breaking out of the established pattern in order to look things in a different way. When combined with positive attitude, you can achieve anything with a creative mindset. So thank you so much and good afternoon. Again, I am so happy to be here. Initially, I thought maybe I came so early, but all I've listened to here, the presentation was not only worthwhile, but it even encouraged me as a person. There is a particular book I used to recommend to most of the intakes that we have in Zenith when I go to give them lectures. It is written by Napoleon Hill, and it is called Think and Grow Rich. Has any one of you read the book? Oh, some. That's very good. Think and Grow Rich was written by an American. He died several years ago. And that's one of the key things that we are saying. Books can open up your mind. People that you can even never thought of meeting in life, you meet them. In the Think and Grow Rich, he talk about so many things in life that we as human beings can use to achieve success. He mentioned about 17 principles of success. The first principle is definiteness of purpose. You must be definite in anything you want to do in life. So I encourage you to be definite in whatever you want to do. And he mentioned several other success principles. And the last one was money. So don't put money as the number one principle of your life. Money will always come. So I encourage you to read the book, and everything you want in life is in that book. Thank you so much and good afternoon. And as part of my own contribution, in addition to what the bank have done, I'm going to buy 10 hard copies of the book and send to the Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much.
Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please let's put our hands together again for Mr. Emmanuel Lanre Oladimeji, Group Head, Retail Banking, able, available, dependable, commendable representative of the guest speaker, Dr. Temitope Fashoranti, Executive Director, Zenith Bank PLC. A round of applause once again for him. Thank you very much for that delivery. He's told us many things, how we should maximize the opportunities, gigantic opportunity in the digital space, and he's told us that even giving an example of organizations like Flutterwave, etc., that became very wealthy because they were smart, they maximized the digital space. All right, moving forward, very distinguished guest, I have a number of schools I'm still going to come up, and I'm going to speak for just 3 minutes. They're going to come up here, we're maximizing time. Please make welcome as I invite them wherever they are. They come and find the space here. Radiance High School. Two students from Radiance High School. Please join me all together for them as they come up. Radiance High School. Oh, only one. Radiance High School. Radiance High School. All right, up next, Honest Group of Schools. One representative. Honest Group of Schools. Where are they? Yes, just come up there. Strong Tower Academy. A round of applause for them. One representative from Strong Tower. Ronick Comprehensive School. One representative. A round of applause for Ronick. Over there, yes. Crown Jewel College. A round of applause for one representative. Crown Jewel. Isolog College. One representative there. Then Baptist Girls Academy. One representative. Baptist Girls Academy, one representative, and last but not the least, Kingsfield College, one representative. All right, so I'll be starting with the first. You may choose to speak for, you may speak against, but first on the list, I would like to call on Radiance High School, your representative. Please walk up. Brixley, you are doing 3 minutes. Radiance High School, yes, come up. Please put your hands together for Radiance High School. Is that? Oh, it's the same debate. You didn't prepare. Yes. Just say.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, our dear moderator, and ladies and gentlemen, my name is Annie Sharon. I am a representative of Radiance High School, First Town, Lagos, and I'm here to support the motion which says COVID-19 a blessing and not a burden. In life, you can either decide to see your cup as half empty or half full. Anyone that has decided to see the COVID-19 as a burden has decided to see their cup as half empty, but I have decided to see my cup as half full. Although the COVID-19 destabilized a lot of things in the world, it's also opened our eyes to see different ways of doing many things. What's COVID-19? COVID-19, as we all know, is an infectious disease that can be spread through touching dirty surfaces and inhaling of droplets suspended in the atmosphere. Now, COVID-19 was a blessing in many aspects of life. First of all, we can, as fellow participants mentioned, family bonding. COVID-19 gave us the opportunity for family, gave families opportunities to bond. Parents got to understand their children more. Children got to understand their parents more. Parents actually got to be parents to their children and not absentee parents, as they could no longer give excuses of work keeping them from home. As we all know, family is the unity of the nation. So if families around the nation bonded, we can say that the whole world bonded. Another aspect of life that COVID-19 was a blessing was in the aspect of vaccine development. Before now, it took decades, it took years for scientists, vaccine developers to be able to develop effective vaccines for diseases. But due to the urgency of the COVID-19, scientists were able to come together to develop an effective vaccine that benefited every single one of us. Tell me
that's not a breakthrough in medicine. It's a breakthrough in medicine that benefits each and every one of us. Thank you very much.
Let's give Radiance a round of applause. Up next, you are doing 2 minutes. You are doing 2 minutes. Honors Group of Schools, your representative. Honors Group of Schools. Please give Honors Schools a round of applause. You are doing 2 minutes. You could choose to speak for, you could speak against.
Coronavirus disease 2019, also known as COVID-19, is a novel infectious disease which hit the world with a big bang in the year 2019. Good day, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my ever-attentive audience. Standing before you is Judge the Precious Oluwatimileyin, which according to my name means God is with me. I'm here to support the motion which states COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. As you can see, I am from Almost Group of Skills, and I'm going to convince you beyond your doubts. During the era of coronavirus, a lot of people were scared and it was as if the whole world has come to a standstill. But let me shock you that not only has coronavirus given us blessings, it has indeed added benefits and advantages to Nigeria and the world as a whole. Coronavirus, according to the World Health Organization, which is WHO, has said that over 70% of medical practitioners were determined, gave their effort and time in order to find the cure for coronavirus, of which they were able to achieve. Through determination, success can be achieved. Now, going to the educational sector, COVID-19 approved that education can be improved through online learning, online business, e-commerce, and so on. According to NASA, which is the National Aeronautic and Space Agency, and even ASA, the European Space Agency, has said that air pollution was reduced from 70% to 30% all over epicenters, which are full of COVID-19. In fact, not only COVID-19 has been a blessing, it's in fact been an advantage and a benefit to humanity and the world as a whole. COVID-19 has proved to us that it can be improved educationally, psychologically, socially, in fact, it's proved to us that can be economically, financially, socially, educationally, and it has proved to us that through this COVID-19, we can be up to market and humanity as a whole. I believe I've convinced you beyond reasonable doubt that COVID-19 is indeed a blessing and not a burden. Thank you very much.
Favor, thank you very much. Even me says I'm favored. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing up next is Strong Tower Academy. Represents a Strong Tower. Yes, welcome Brixley, Strong Tower. Come and give us your strong points. For or against?
Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, and ladies and gentlemen in this amazing hall. My name is Desiree Luabamtef, and I'm a representative of Strong Tower Academy. I'm here to propose the motion that COVID-19 was a blessing and not a burden. COVID-19, a global pandemic that took the world by storm in 2019 and came into full effect in March 2020 in Nigeria, took the entire world by surprise. It put the economy on pause, and it was something that nobody expected or planned for. Advanced nations were shaken by this pandemic. First point supporting the motion that COVID-19 was a blessing is that it brought about greater awareness to the Nigerian populace about the importance of technological advancements in areas such as medicine, business, finance, and education. Before COVID-19, Nigeria was very much behind in terms of technological advancements. COVID-19, the pandemic, was a rude awakening for some Nigerians, but a very much needed one. Now in 2022, we can see that there's been a significant increase and improvement in the educational sector, finance, and as it has gone from offline activities to online. We can learn comfortably from our homes online, and instead of waiting in long lines at the bank, we can simply do banking activities from our phones. COVID-19 also impacted Nigeria and the world as a whole positively in the fact that it created stronger interactions between countries. During COVID-19, during that trying era of the pandemic, countries had no one to rely on.
You have 30 seconds to go.
They had to rely on themselves, so it created a stronger bond and improved international relations. Thank you.
Thank you, Strong 12, for your strong points. Up next is Ronick Comprehensive School. Ronick! A round of applause for Ronick as they come up. Ronick, come and give us the tonic.
Good day, Mr. Moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Onyekachi Uche. I'm representing Ronick Comprehensive School, Ejibo, and I'm here to oppose the motion that COVID-19 a blessing, not a burden. Before I start, I would like to define to us what is COVID-19. COVID-19 is a potentially primarily severe respiratory disease caused by a coronavirus, and it is characterized by cough, fever, and shortness of breath. It was first discovered in Wuhan, China in 2019, and by 2020, it had become pandemic. Wow. Now, it is indeed very evident in every aspect of our life that COVID-19 was a burden in every aspect of our life, both individually and the country at large. My first point that I would like to state here is that during the COVID-19 lockdown, many lives were lost. Now, we talk about people who lost their lives, not only to COVID-19 itself, but to the poverty, the starvation, the hunger that this thing brought to our land. Many people died from it. Statistics show that 3,000 people die in a day in Nigeria out of poverty. Can we please imagine what it was like during the COVID-19 period, where people did not have food to eat, where people had nothing to, some people were hopeless. My second point that I would like to state here was that during this COVID-19 period, teachers were poorly paid, and some not even paid at all. Imagine, this question is directed to my panel of judges.
To go.
How would you cope if you were the breadwinner of a family and you had you had dependent relatives on you? How would you cope with the COVID-19 pandemic? How will you be able to feed your families? This shows evidence beyond reasonable doubt that COVID-19 was indeed a burden and not a blessing. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ronick, for that tonic. Up next is Crown Jewel College. A round of applause for them. Crown Jewel College. Please come and crown the discussion at this point. A round of applause once again.
As at January 2020, there were a total of 557 cases. As at the end of 2020, the numbers increased drastically and became over 83 million cases. At the end of 2021, there were over 228 million cases. At the end of currently, there are now 504 million cases. Why would you say that COVID-19 has done more good than harm to us? Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, my accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ibezako Joan. I am a student of Crown Jewel College. I stand before you this day to refuse the motion which states that COVID-19 is a blessing and not a burden. The World Health Organization declared the new wave of infection with predominantly respiratory system syndrome a pandemic on March 11, 2020, with most countries reporting increasing numbers of morbidity and mortality rates. COVID-19 has affected us all, but in different ways. To some of us, it may be a way to unwind in the safety of our homes, whenever the people we love. We are sheltered and safe with enough resources to keep us healthy, contented and entertained. But however, this was not the case with some other people. Every day of the quarantine, the poor struggle to survive. Without a source of living, they need to depend on the government and other people's help to live. Even with the instruction the government had imposed, many still gambled with their lives and went outside. Why? Because they need to earn, because they need to survive. They did not only put their health into harm's way, but they also left their families exposed to the virus. It's very easy for us to point fingers and accuse them of endangering our nation, but are they really to blame? No! This crisis brought more disadvantages to us than advantages. It has led to a high rate of psychological trauma with those trying to help the loss of a loved one or a family member. COVID-19 played a vital role in bringing to understanding easier ways of technology, but yes, I agree, but this did not have an advantage to all because not everyone had access to technology like we did. Most of the time, we judge situations by how it affected us individually and the whole economy.
Thank you. Thank you very much for listening. A round of applause for Crown Jewel College. Now we have the sixth participant here, Isola College. Participant, please come up. Isola College, Baptist Girls Academy and Kingsfield, please be getting set. 2 minutes.
In recent times, the world has experienced a ravaging disease which has caused the most busy cities to be quiet. A pandemic which has limited social interactions among family members, close ones, and friends. A plague which has caused a face mask and hand sanitizer to be the most important things. This ravaging disease, this pandemic, this plague is no other than the noble coronavirus. It would be unethical for me to go on without first acknowledging the presence of the respected authorities. This is why I say, good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, accurate and keep co-debaters, and my ever-listening audience. My name is Olugui Joshua, a student of the prestigious Isola College, and I'm opposed to the notion which says COVID-19, a blessing and not a burden. Before going deeply into this topic, I'll first like to examine what COVID-19 is. According to the World Health Organization, WHO, COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus. COVID-19 has left no corner of the world untouched, with about 480 million cases recorded worldwide and 6.21 million deaths. There is no doubt that the problems created by COVID-19 are much more greater than the insignificant advantages few people may have enjoyed as a result of this virus. This is why calling COVID-19 a burden is an understatement. A catastrophic and chaotic experience would have been a better term to describe this pandemic. Health-wise, COVID-19 caused a lot of problems as it puts pressure on health and medical facilities all over the world. There was no longer space in hospital wards for the accommodation of newly infected patients, and isolation centers were in great shortage. This led to the government of countries like Nigeria turning places with no formal health relations into isolation centers. For example, was the Onikon Stadium in Lagos and the Disney Dome in Abuja, which was formerly a center for social gatherings and events. COVID-19 made nonsense of those countries who thought they had high-ranking medical facilities that could combat any virus. And this then brought all countries to the same level, bringing the developed countries to the level of advanced countries. COVID-19 created a lot of problems, and it caused a lot of damages which are unrecoverable.
Time's up.
At this point of time, I hope I've given you a new mindset.
Thank you very much.
As not a blessing, but as a burden it truly is. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isolog, for isolating all the doubts. Up next is Baptist Girls Academy. A round of applause for Baptist Girls Academy as they come up. Yes, we need your input in a baptismal level.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, panel of judges, timekeeper, and co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sarah Oshisonya from Baptist Girls Academy, Obanikoro, and I'm here to argue against the motion which says COVID-19, a blessing, not a burden. First off, what is a burden? A burden is a difficult situation that is hard to bear or difficult and causes unwanted trouble. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic was a burden for a number of reasons. First off was the economic depression that it brought. A number of countries around the world were greatly affected, had their economies greatly affected by the pandemic because they couldn't cater for the development of their countries because they had to move into the health sector, take care of the COVID patients, and all of that. Imagine a country like Nigeria that is already going through issues and challenges like inflation, bad government, corruption, and all the like, having to deal with a sudden outbreak of an infectious disease like COVID-19. Of course, the effect was devastating. And that's just to say that developing countries around the world like Nigeria also faced the same thing and couldn't cater for their citizens properly. Second off is the increased cost of healthcare. The World Health Organization remarked that the pandemic actually affected a lot of health systems and made them to stretch beyond
30 seconds to go.
They ended up spending so much money on the healthcare sector, and a lot of patients who were non-COVID patients ended up not being treated properly. Imagine a patient that is suffering from kidney stones, that's supposed to go through dialysis, being treated as a second patient because a COVID patient has to be treated first. That person would be suffering in a lot of pain.
Your time's up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Baptist Girls Academy. Last but not least for this session is the representative from Kingsfield College. A round of applause. The king is coming. The field is yours. Take over.
Good day, Mr. Chairman, Pastor Panel of Judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, and my distinguished audience. My name is Evelyn David. I'm a representative of Kingsfield College. I'm here to support the mission which states COVID-19 a blessing, not a burden. Everyone is wondering, how is COVID-19 a blessing? I would like to make reference to the Chinese proverb, yin and yang. This state, nothing is entirely bad, nothing is entirely good. In something bad, there's something good. In something good, there's something bad. A person cannot be entirely bad and good. Before now, trading activities were mainly done physically. But at the event of COVID-19, restrictions were placed on physical activities and trading activities, and also led to an increase in mortality rate. But instead, COVID-19 also provided a lot of opportunities for us. Let's look at e-commerce. E-commerce industry started around the early 2000, from 2000 to 2020, and it was rated at 16%. According to statistics by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, e-commerce grew in 3% spike in the 3 months of COVID-19, and all e-commerce organizations experienced a 20.5 total increase in income earned. Now, I had my opponents from one of the schools say COVID-19 has cost more, taking more lives, but I tell you, COVID-19 took more lives. In this year, COVID-19 recorded 500 million plus cases, 6 million deaths, and a lot of recoveries. Now, taking away from 2000 to 2017, we had a large record of deaths, and only in 2017, US had 2 million deaths. Right now, the amount of deaths caused by COVID-19 was not even up to half of the world's population compared to the amount of deaths that happened in 2017, which was not the only pandemic, but due to accident, suicide, and whatsoever. Now, may I continue? Yes, COVID-19 also has helped us accomplish self-fulfillment, self-consciousness, and self-awareness. I was a person that always wanted to learn keyboard, but I never had the chance when I was in school physically. As I went home, 20 seconds to go. As I went home, I learned the keyboard very well and I could play perfectly. So up to this 2-point mind, I've been to firmly affirm the resolution that COVID-19 is still a blessing and soon is a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kingsfield. You have acted like a king and you have taken over the field. A round of applause for him once again. And to all the 8 people who've come up, please put your hands together for them. Brilliant performance there. Thank you. All right, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we want to proceed and listen to the final round of the debate. So I'll be calling on Professor Oguniro Kehinde, the Dean, College of Pure and Applied Sciences, to please come up. Please put your hands together for Prof. He's been doing an amazing work. The Vice Chancellor, sir,
I want you to please stand up. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, please stand up. The Registrar, I want you to please clap for these students, these great Nigerian futures. Thank you so much, sir. This is the highest honor I can give you. I can see here that this country has a great future. We have people. And at the same time, I want to thank the teachers. Teachers, wherever you are, please stand up. Teachers, please, you have done a great job. You have done wonderfully well to tutor these ones to this level. And I can see that these are representative of all of them sitting down here.
We thank you very much for your presentations. But at the same time, I can say that all of you are qualified to be in the second round. But we have to limit it to the prize available. So please, if your school, your name of your school is not announced, please don't feel bad. So at this junction, the panel of judges have done the great job by looking through all of you, using one parameter or the other, and then we have come up with 4 schools. So the next stage, the school that will go to the next stage are the following. Before I announce the school that will go to the next stage, you have only 2 minutes. 2 minutes, only one representative from that school will come forward. So I will advise you to select the best candidate among you. If you can consult your teacher now, you can do that. So the best school, the first 4 schools are, we have, are you with me, students? We have Dancer High School. Dancer High School. Dancer High School. Then we have a Baptist Academy. Baptist Academy. Then we have African Church Model College. African Church Model College. Then we have Barache Model College. Barache Model College. These are the first schools selected. The first school selected. Now we have please, where are they? Please, can you select yourself and come forward, please? Only one candidate, only one. The name of your school? Dancer High School. The next one. We have only 2 minutes. 4 of them should stand here. 2 minutes. Baptist Academy. Okay. African Church Model. Then Barache Model College. Now we have just 2 minutes.
Good day, esteemed panel of judges, ladies and gentlemen. I'm speaking against the motion COVID-19, a blessing, not a burden. Now the effect of COVID-19 was bad that the great committee Ali Baba said would cheat even enemies. You say, my opponents say that COVID-19 has helped with environmental certification and environmental conservation, but at the expense of 6 million lives. Is it really worth it? We could all be out there cleaning our environment ourselves. Look at the nose mask that we are wearing. They are not even comfortable. God never created it for us to wear these things on our faces. Even scientists have been able to say that across the next few years, we will see the negative impact of wearing nose masks because we are taking carbon dioxide back into our body systems. Every one of us deep down inside is still afraid, worried whether the COVID-19 pandemic will come back with a bigger variant, more dangerous. And you say it is not emotionally and mentally burdening us. COVID-19 is a burden. It is not a blessing. You said it stopped the emission of carbon dioxide because industries were out. Meanwhile, it's run down our economy. This same carbon dioxide we're still breathing back in while wearing nose masks. So how did it make a difference? The COVID-19 only compounded our problems, caused pain and suffering for people, caused the loss of lives, caused people to jump into dead mainland because they had no other option.
30 seconds to go.
E-commerce has always existed, and COVID-19 did not improve it. Actually made it worse, shipping and wrong sizes. As far as I'm concerned, even you know it, COVID-19 is a burden. It is not a blessing. It did not help us. It did not solve any of our problems. I don't know what type of blessing causes people to die, causes people to lose their loved ones. COVID-19, I put my foot down and say it's a burden, not a blessing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
COVID-19 indeed has actually affected our environment. People on the other side may actually say that the COVID-19 has increased the health sector, helped the health sector. But I'm here to actually tell you that the COVID-19 has affected the environment negatively due to the fact that you who are using nose masks, hand sanitizer actually wouldn't dispose these things properly. You can go outside now, outside the school premises actually, and look outside the road. You will be able to see, at least in most of the drainages, you could see hand sanitizers, bottles, and face masks that are littered everywhere. A report from kff.org states that in 10 individuals, 4 actually complain of depressive disorder and anxiety. This is actually blamed and caused on the COVID-19. In the USA and in Nigeria, actually, there has been an increase in the intake of drugs, an increase in the intake of substances, and adults have been complaining that they have difficulty sleeping and difficulty eating. These are actually blamed and problems which we are facing from the COVID-19. The COVID-19 indeed has actually caused us to have mad hunger. I want to put you that right now in Sudan, as we are all standing here, over 70% of the population of Sudan are suffering from severe hunger, and this will be increased and added to the current 169 people who are facing severe hunger. 135 people currently are facing and suffering from acute food insecurity, and you sit down there and actually tell me that the COVID-19 is a blessing. I'm here to actually put it to you that the COVID-19, beyond no reasonable doubt, has been a burden to us. Thank you.
The darkest nights produce the brightest stars. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here once again to buttress on my point, COVID-19, a blessing and not a burden. The COVID-19 has made people to be more closer to God. Families had enough time to study and meditate on the word of God in order to strengthen their faith. People all over the world thought the world was coming to an end, but this brought the realization to man that man needed divine assistance. The COVID-19 exposed the weakness of the government, especially in developing countries. The COVID-19 allowed the people to raise and challenge the government against unfavorable policies made against them. The COVID-19 revealed the lack of the government in funding the health sector and other major infrastructure. The COVID-19 has also reduced the financial recklessness of people around the world. Countries like Nigeria and other African countries who are known for their impulsive spending from wedding ceremonies, burials, and other activities was greatly reduced. Dear panel of judges, I will not be asking for too much if I would ask, did you not make use of the Zoom during the pandemic? The COVID-19 has therefore led to the massive growth in technology. The COVID-19 has fast-tracked our journey into digital revolution with advancements in artificial intelligence, scientific discoveries, and technology. I conclude in the word of Zig Ziglar: a positive mind finds opportunity in every situation, while a negative mind finds fault in every situation. COVID-19, a blessing and not a burden indeed. Thank you.
All protocol duly observed. I'm here again, and my name is Adbal Dokas. I'm also here again to stand in support of the motion which says COVID-19, a blessing, not a burden. As I was saying earlier about pollution, I mentioned air pollution, but let's talk about the water aspect. In the rural areas, take for example, whereby people don't have easy access to pipable water. Instead, take their source of drinking from the rivers, whereby organizations which are funded into such area deposit their toxic chemicals into such rivers, which doesn't only affect the sea organisms, but also humans, causing severe cases like cholera, diarrhea, dysentery, typhoid, etc. Do we say that this is a body? Because I say no. Because during this corona period, such organizations weren't functioning. They were no longer depositing their toxic chemicals into the rivers. They could not function because of this lockdown period, thereby reducing the rate every year of
waterborne disease. Also, I'll talk about family harmony. During this corona period, whereby people had time to talk together, bond together, marriages which were going down the drain were able to stand back, and there was love once again in the family. This is a blessing to us all. Also, rest. Having a 6 to 8 job or a 7 to 8 job doesn't give you enough rest, does it? It doesn't make you to think about yourself. Instead, you have to wake up in the morning, go to work, come back late, and the same routine over and over again. But during this corona period, we're able to sit down and determine your future properly. We're able to think meticulously about to move a step ahead of everybody. Also, I urge everybody to drop their opinion saying that COVID-19 is a burden, because I don't see this as a burden whereby our country's technology has improved. Because during this corona period, it made people realize that we are not an island. Because India, which we did see that.
Thank you.
So I hope with these few points of mine, I'll be able to convince you and win you over that COVID-19 is a blessing in disguise to us and not a burden. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for them. Yorubas will say that Abinibi Jukini, Abinibi Shekini, Ojuability. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant performance there. At this juncture, we need to appreciate our sponsors from the Zenith to the Miller. Want to appreciate them. It's my pleasure on this occasion to invite the Director of Brands, Partnership and Linkages, Mr. Bimbola Ululesi. A round of applause for him as he comes up for the awards. The Vice Chancellor, sir. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Risa. The Registrar. Our guest speaker, ably represented by Mr. Oladimeji. The powerful team from Zenith Bank. The representative of the chairman in Imota local government. Our beloved students. Please, can you put a round of applause for yourselves? Give yourself a round of applause. My duty here is very simple, and we are presenting awards to our sponsors. Without them, honestly speaking, I don't know how we would have been able to host this program. Once again, please put your hands together to recognize our sponsors. I want to call on my Vice Chancellor, Professor Nosa Owens Ibie, who will please give the awards to our deserving sponsors. And so, I want to call on Mr. Oladimeji to receive the award for Zenith Bank.
All right, thank you very much. On behalf of University, I want to appreciate your gesture in supporting this program and to present to you, therefore, this token of our appreciation. Thank you very much. Oh, okay. All right. And this certificate. All right, thank you. All right. Which is the next one?
Next on the list is our beloved host LCDA, Imota Local Government Development Area.
Well, we want to thank you for giving us land to have the university. You've been very wonderful as a host community. On behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this plaque to Imota. And this certificate too. You notice I say to Imota, not just the council. And this gift too.
Next is Millers. Of you have been taking the peanuts. Peanuts from Miller's farm. Miller's farm. Let's put hands together for them.
All right, thank you for your wonderful gifts. On behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this plaque, the certificate, and the bag of goodies to the Millers. Congratulations. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks a lot.
We have next EcoBank. EcoBank was the first to respond to our request for sponsorship. Please put hands together for them.
Where is EcoBank? They are not here. Okay, who wants to start working in EcoBank right now so I can give the person the gifts? All right, so we'll keep this one. You want to take it? All right, please come. So, your next salary will come from EcoBank. Well, on behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this to the representative of EcoBank for their support for this very wonderful activity. Congratulations. Thank you.
Next is Rite Foods. Rite Foods, they give us the color, the biggie, and everything you can think of.
Okay, they call it as gala. I mean, it's biggie. It's biggie.
They give us
so where are the biggie people?
Rite Foods.
They are not here.
They've been here all along.
The one that has enjoyed
foods.
You want to give it to the one who has enjoyed the biggie the most? So who has enjoyed the biggie the most? So we can give that to the person. All right, on behalf of Caleb University, we appreciate the Rite Foods for their support. Is there any other one?
Checkers Custard. Checkers Custard, representative of Checkers Custard, please. Please put hands together as they come forward.
All right. So, on behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this plaque, this certificate, and this bag of goodies to Checkers Custard. Thank you very much for your support. All right.
Next is UBA. UBA, representative of UBA Bank.
The other one. All right. Sorry. On behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this plaque, the certificate, and the bag of goodies to the United Bank of Africa. I think they are helping to keep us united, Abby. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Next is Golden Penny Foods. Golden Penny Foods. Please put your hands together for them as they come forward in their golden attire. Golden Penny.
All right. All right, thank you. So, on behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this plaque, this certificate, and this bag of goodies to Golden Penny Foods. Thank you very much for supporting us. God bless you. All right.
Next is Fan Milk PLC.
Crown, eh?
Fan Milk PLC. Their representative is here to collect on behalf of Fan Milk. Fan Milk PLC. They have been very supportive.
The good thing about this award is that at least I know where some people will get the next salary. On behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this plaque, this certificate, and this bag of goodies to Fan Milk. Congratulations.
This special award is for the polyglots.
Okay. All right.
I hope you know who a polyglot is.
The one, no, okay. No.
Polyglots.
Okay, so a polyglot is somebody who can speak many languages.
Please put your hands together for Adedeji Osulesi.
So, well, something happened when he was moderating. Okay. When he was speaking in English, I wasn't too bothered because the points he made, I really didn't, take too much, but I enjoyed everything he was saying. But when he spoke French, I agreed with the points. And I told the DVC researcher, I said, I agree with that point. He said, what did he say? And I didn't need to continue at that point. When he spoke Igbo, also I agreed with him. And Hausa and Yoruba, I agree with all of them. But what he was saying, I really do not know. On behalf of everybody, you can see they've given you a round of applause. Okay, this is the brother. He is also a Olulesi. He is Mr. Olulesi, Bimbola Olulesi. So, one of the things that happen is that when a member of the family is successful, everybody will identify. So, on behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present this. Congratulations. Guys, let's face the camera. All right, congrats. Okay.
Next is Stanbic IBTC. Stanbic IBTC.
Are they here?
Stanbic IBTC is being represented for the award.
I wish the bossa were here, really. I mean, it would have really helped. It's going to help us a lot. So, on behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present these gifts to you. You are now working in Stanbic IBTC, so congratulations for the new job. God bless you. Congrats. All right.
Last but not the least is Rite Foods. Their foods are always right. So, the representative.
All right. So on behalf of Caleb University, it's my delight to present these gifts to the representative of Rite Food for giving us the right food to take. Congratulations.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you to our Vice Chancellor, Professor Nosa ONCBA, for that presentation. Please put your hands together for him. And a big round of applause for all our sponsors for accepting to grace this occasion. Please put your hands together for them. And of course, our amiable guest speaker, Mr. Emmanuel Lanre Oladimeji, for being a good representative. A round of applause for him. I'm not doing the work of a vote of best to do vote of thanks to. I'm just appreciating them before the vote of thanks is done. Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a wonderful time of competition, showing brilliance from different selected schools. And of course, the results will be coming up shortly. May I at this point invite to come up stage once again the Dean, College of Pure and Applied Sciences, Professor Oguniro Kehinde. A round of applause for him, ladies and gentlemen, as he comes forward.
I want to invite Mr. Emmanuel Oladimeji to please come forward. And at the same time, I want to invite the last 4 speakers to please come and stand here. Please come forward. Sir, you have to announce. You have to announce.
You stand up.
Okay, good afternoon again. And thank you up till this moment. So we have come to the point where we want to announce the winners of the brief competition that we held. At the 4th position is Dansol High School. Who is Dansol?
I'm supporting you.
Okay, this is the award for the 4th position. And on behalf of Caleb University and the sponsors, I present this to Dansol High School. Okay. Okay, at the second position is I'm sorry. Okay. At the third position is Baptist Academy. Again, on behalf of the sponsors and Caleb University, I present this award to Baptist Academy. Thank you so much. And the second position goes to Barachel Model College. Well done. Thank you. Okay, we have come to the final. And the best of the best, the number one position goes to the African Church Model College.
To be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I've waited for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand up. For the champions, stand up. Stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just like that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, can't you see? Make way for me. Stand up for the champions, stand up. stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up. To pick myself back up. When I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. When I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. When I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up. For the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up. For the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up. For the champions, stand up. To my destiny, I have waited patiently. I have vision what you want. I know I can count. Stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions, stand up.
Thank you very much. I want the Vice Chancellor, Zenith Bank, and the champion, and the registrar. Vice Chancellor, Zenith Bank representative, and Zenith Bank representative, and the champions. Let's have it. The chief judge of the competition, you can join us. We will see all this. Let's have it. Put it on it. Hold it. So let's have it. Let's have this picture. The Zenith Bank, the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, and the Chief Judge of this competition. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have just the Zenith? Can we have the Zenith Bank representative and the Vice Chancellor? That's the Zenith Bank and the champion. Zenith Bank representative and the Vice Chancellor and it. Don't go. Let us have the closing remarks.
I have to pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Thank you very much. Can we have the committee members? And don't go. Now we see the presentation of the actual checks to the winners. Can we have the committee members? The committee members, very quickly, the committee members with the Zenith, and of course the committee members. The committee members.
For the champions, for the champions, stand up. Stand up. For the champions, for the champions, stand up. Stand up. For the champions, for the champions, champions, for the champions, stand up.
Vote of thanks, vote of thanks.
Don't go yet. Please don't go yet. We have some announcements to make. We have some announcements to make.
We have our strengths and weaknesses.
We have an announcement to make towards the next round of debates. Don't go yet. The Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Nosa Owensibie, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research, Innovation, Strategy and Administration, Dr. Tokwe Fasharati, Executive Director, Zenith Bank, ably represented by the Group Head Retail Banking, Mr. Oladimeji, the deans that are still around, the HODs, staff of this university, Caleb, including the security consultant, CP Benga Sadiku retired, all the students of Caleb here present and here functioning. We want to appreciate everyone for the roles they played during this event. We want to thank especially the marketing committee that has put this program together. We appreciate all members of the committee. We appreciate all members of the panel of judges, including Mrs. Ifedola Kwademoso, whose name was not mentioned earlier. We say thank you to everyone, and we ask the Lord will bless you. Let me quickly tell you this, that this is just the maiden edition of the Caleb University Inter-School Debate. You will definitely have more of this in time to come. So please stay tuned. We will be inviting you for the oncoming debate. That one will not be a day event. It's going to have, it's going to feature pre-trials, it's going to feature a lot of activities that will feed into the finals, which will happen in a day. So all the other activities would have taken place before the final rounds. Once again, we want to appreciate all the schools that have come. We want to appreciate every one of them. We want to appreciate the teachers that have released them and that have come with them. We can only say that the good Lord will keep you as you go back to your bases. We pray gladly you will touch bases in Jesus' name. I want to tell you that the actual checks for the winners will be given in few minutes from now. All we will need will be the details of the beneficiary on those checks, as those schools want them to be. We will write the checks immediately. We will hand you the checks before you go. Please don't go yet. Make sure you see us before you go. So we will, to that effect, we want the teachers representing those schools to come with those participants. The teachers representing the schools, the winner schools, the African Church Model College, Baracha Model College, Baptist Academy, and Dancehall High School. So the teachers would like to see you immediately after this moment. Once again, we appreciate all our sponsors. We appreciate everyone that has contributed to this cause. We thank especially Zenith Bank for the awards in cash. We thank Stanbic IBTC for the cash award. We thank UBA for the cash award, EcoBank for the cash award. We thank the Miller Farms for the cash award. We thank Imota Local Council Development Area for the cash award. Checkers Custard for the gifts in kind, the products shared. We thank Farm Milk for the products shared. We thank Rite Foods for the product shares shared. We thank Golden Penny Foods also for the product shares. We thank everyone, and I want to thank you especially, and I hope to see you in other runs of this inter-school debate as God spares our lives. Thank you very much. God bless you. On this note, we want the closing prayer to be said by the Dean of Student Affairs, Pastor Dr. Olutayo Adetayo Olorunlana.
Please, let us pray. We are grateful, oh Lord. We are grateful, oh Lord, for all you have done for us. Hallelujah. We are grateful, oh Lord. Can we share the grace together in fellowship? May the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be and abide with us now and forevermore. Amen. Surely, God's goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life, and we shall abide in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Peace.
Caleb University is a faith-based institution, the first private university to offer undergraduate degrees in Lagos State. It has one of the best environments any university in any part of the world can boast of. And the motto of Caleb University is for God and humanity. And that's the reason why, as a faith-based university, Caleb University takes seriously the mandate to build character. In Caleb University, we are interested in the holistic development of our students, and on the academic front, we are building competencies, ensuring the right infusion of professional elements to ensure that our students are able to mainstream seamlessly.
To ensure that students are well taught and they have the best life in school, the university ensures through the registry that we employ the best hands academically, even support staff. One advantage, one unique selling point about our university is that we have very dedicated staff, whether academic staff or non-teaching staff. Another thing you need to know is that Caleb University is a faith-based school. We're a Christian faith-based school. And so it's not just enough for us to bring in students here, teach them, and then make them the best scientists or the best researchers. We also want them to go out there into the world and influence the world for God and for good.
The fee of Caleb University is about the best in the country. And we also give our parents the opportunity to stagger the payment. And when we compare the service we render, 500,000 per session, with the quality of the academic curriculum and the service we render, so that they are not comparable. But I can say that it's the best in the whole country.
One of the things I love most, especially right here in Caleb University, is for the fact that we have a very conducive environment for learning. The classroom, the various classrooms, they're well air-conditioned, which will create an atmosphere for effective learning and effective assimilation of what you're being taught.
Walking through the gates of Caleb University